Welcome along to Wentworth Park on what is a glorious summer's night. Blue skies, a slight breeze blowing. This is night 2 of the Summer Chase Spectacular here in the heart of Sydney at Wentworth Park. We've got heats of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate to be held tonight, as well as 5 heats of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder for the sprinters over 520 metres. It looks a meeting where a number of short price favourites are going to hopefully get the cash. My co-host Timmy Newbold. I don't think we're going to get rich tonight, Battler.
Yeah, good evening, Duke. Yeah, it is a night of shorties all the way through the evening. Great to be back on track at Wentworth Park. We had the young guns of Australian greyhound racing go around last night in the heats in the National Derby and Futurity. Now the headline acts. The big girls and the big boys. Arguably Australia's best greyhound, Amron Boy, the queen of Wentworth Park, she's a pearl, and the king, Zipping Kiros, going around. It's a great night ahead, Duke.
It sure is, and as far as the stays are concerned, Corborn Magic, I think he's rightly earned the mantle as Australia's best stayer at the moment. He goes around in the first of the heats. He's drawn box 8 in race 3. Stagger Out Lee is the last greyhound to beat Corborn Magic, and she did that when she beat him in the Group 1 Bowl Trees at Sandown Park.
Yeah, he'll go around the $1.25 mark, Corborn Magic, and I do agree. I think he is the best stayer in the country at the moment. He is absolutely airborne. He's won 10 out of his last, 11 or thereabouts. So it'll be great to see him go around as well tonight.
All right, let's head down to our preview area, down at the heritage listed kennels here at Wentworth Park. Our man on the track and our man on the spot, Simon Orchard. Good evening to you, Simon. Another great night of chasing action coming up.
Yeah, you're spot on, Duke. G'day to you, g'day to Battler, and g'day to everyone watching at home. Anticipation, nerves, there's excitement. There's some fighting words down here as well between the trainers ahead of what is to be a big night here. Summer Distance Plate heats, as you mentioned, Duke, and of course the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. Cannot wait to see some of this great greyhound material go around. You talk about Amron Boy, arguably the best dog in the country at the moment. She's a pearl. Exciting to see her back on her home track. The Lords have a huge hand, as always, at the moment in these group races. There's some wonderful storylines as well. Corborn Magic will go up against his little sister, Corborn Roses, in that summer distance heat. And I can't wait to see the likes of Simply Limelight, a dog that emerged in 2022, come out tonight and hopefully stamp his authority on this Group 1 series. So a wonderful night down here. As you said, some blustery conditions around, so it'll be interesting to see how the greyhounds handle that. But everything is in readiness for a huge night here at Wentworth Park.
Yeah, we've got a slight southerly blowing here at Wentworth Park, which means the greyhounds will race into a headwind down the home straight. Timmy, we talk about the fields and that reduced numbers in the fields, particularly the 2 staying heats. I mean, it is a race worth $40,000. I'm really surprised noms weren't bigger than what they were.
Yeah, I think all the grading team in at Greyhound Racing New South Wales were shocked on Wednesday morning when the numbers weren't really there. We got up 2 heats in the end. Yeah, we haven't got quantity, but we have got quality as far as Corborn Magic. You know, first pick a Victorian who's a very, very capable greyhound. Stagger Out Lee, the Group 1 Bold Trees winner. So we still have got plenty of quality, although short on numbers.
Yep, there is our schedule for tonight from Wentworth Park. The first race due at 6:13, so around about 7 minutes away. The first of the Summer Distance Plate heats, race 3 on the card, and then race 5, the first of the Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder Group 1 heats there as well. Not only that, Battler, we're also covering meetings from Dubbo and the Gardens, and I know the Gardens your old home track. I hope you've done the form and you've got a winner for us.
I've had a look at the form, Duke. I can't say I've delved right into all of the races at the Gardens. To cover 30 races in about 24 hours is quite difficult to do, I've got to say, but we have had a look at them and hopefully we can find a winner or two along the way.
I got to race one at the Gardens, and Jaeger Bullett's my best bet of the night. He's my only special. He's the only race I've done there. No, it's not. As I said, a terrific night. We had a big night last night. Heats of the Derby, heats of the Futurity. Number of the big guns were rolled last night, Timmy.
Yeah. Gee, what about the South Australian? Wow, Victor Damien, 29.44. I'd seen a couple of his wins interstate, and he did look a machine, but wow, I did hear after the race he had trialled 29.58 or 59 thereabouts, but he was ultra impressive. It does look a ripping derby this year.
Yeah, and the Futurity, again, the series favourite, Punters Bandit, lucky to stay on her feet at the first turn. She was run out, winner all class. Great story about Sue Barton and her husband Brian Barton, and I spoke to Brian last night via text, and they'll be here next week for the final, which absolute great fillip for Sue.
Yeah, there won't be a dry eye in the place. I don't think if Windra All Class does take it out for Daniel Gatt, doing a terrific job. But no, it's great to see her make it through to the big one, and I think a few of us will be cheering her all the way through.
Yeah, we certainly will. All right, race 1 on the card here at Wentworth Park, due at 6:13 p.m. Let's take a look at the market. And off the inside, Oro Rojo was around about $1.95 early. He really hasn't budged from that. Number 7, Uncle Doug, is the scratching here. Timmy, this looks a 2-dog race between 1 and 4 as far as the punters are concerned, and the bookies as well. The only other greyhound really given a hope of upsetting them is number 6, Patonga Dave, trained by Mick Hartman, around that 550 quote. But Oro Rojo, a really nice winner at Dapto, 2 starts back.
Yeah, totally agree, Duke, and it is very, very hard to get away from the favourites here. Oro Rojo, 4 runs ago here at Wentworth Park, led all of the way from box number 1. Ran 30 dead, ran an early section of 5:43. She lid-pinged on that occasion and ran her rivals ragged. Black Wizard, very, very capable young type in the astute hands of Owen Langley. Capable of running around the 30 seconds as well, so it all depends on box rise here. Patonga Dave is an interesting runner for Mick Hartman. First up for Mick, perfectly drawn wide out on the track. He's a wide runner. He's a strong greyhound, so it'll be interesting if he does show any early pace first up in the care of Mick tonight. But if he is within striking distance around the first turn, he can threaten the favourites.
And the empty alley to his outside is an obvious bonus as well for Patonga Dave.
Absolutely, because he is a wide runner, so he should get the room he needs to get rolling in the early stages.
All right, $15 about Dixie Hawk, $23 for Memphis Rock, $31 for Ultimate Hit, and the extreme outsider in the field, Tyson's Fury, for Amanda Durham at $41. Let's take a look at the speed map now for the opening event. And off the inside, Oro Rojo is our expected leader from Black Wizard and also Patonga Dave. A little bit of pace from Memphis Rock on the extreme outside. But we talk about Oro Rojo from box number 1. Timot's had 2 starts for a win off that alley, which came 4 starts back here at Wentworth Park, running 30 even.
Yeah, as I mentioned on that occasion, 5:43 opening section. Absolutely flew out on that occasion. Has run 18:06 to the back, 11:94 home. Is drawn to lead. I agree with that speed map. Oro Rojo leading through the first turn. If she does run up to her PB, she's going to be awfully hard to beat. She is the quickest greyhound in the race, the toppy Oro Rojo.
All right, let's talk about Black Wizard, a greyhound purchased by Connections 5 starts back after it had raced at Dubbo. It's had 4 starts for Owen Langley. Very, very good trainer, and Owen's done a very good job with this greyhound since, won 2 here and run second at its last start. Yeah,
PB of 30.02. Began fairly here last start, but then showed really good speed when he did hit the ground. He got to the top. He was headed coming to the home turn, but it was a really, really good effort because he did have to burn the candle really in the early stages to get to the lead, Duke, and when he did, and he was left a sitting shot late in the race, and he did get a little bit tired over the latter part. But if he does step cleanly, he's a big, big danger to the favourite.
All right, Oro Rojo, as I said, holds the call here from the inside at around that $1.95 quote, and really hasn't budged from that. All right, Black Wizard, as said, second pick in the market, and again, Patonga Dave, the only other greyhound given any sort of chance of beating it. But again, you look at Oro Rojo's early pace, Timmy, he's got, look, Dixie Hawk's got a little bit of early toe, but nothing from Ultimate Hit, and then Black Wizard. So we do expect Oro Rojo to punch up, hold the fence, and probably find that lead at the first turn.
Yeah, Dixie Hawk is very, very touchy at box rise, Duke. If Oro Rojo begins like she did 4 runs ago, she ran 5:43. She's unleadable if she does get down to that low 5:40s.
All right, down in the preview area at the kennels, Simon Orchard is speaking with Oro Rojo's trainer, Subby Nuro.
Subby, Oro Rojo jumping from box 1 tonight. Chances, mate?
I think so, yeah. Just needed to improve a little bit, though, yeah.
All right, we're going to start walking and talking. Subby, her best here at Wendy Park, Subby 30 flat. Do you reckon she can beat that tonight?
We don't know about what the other's going to do, Simon. So, yeah, she needs to improve a little bit to win, I think, yeah.
Best of luck, mate.
Yeah, thanks, yeah. Thank you.
Sabinura there with number 1, Oro Rojo, and she's had that little 2-week freshen up, Timmy, and comes up with the inside after having a squeeze draw here at last start.
Yeah, 2 runs ago, Duke. She ran in 1 in 29.93 at Dapto. She led all of the way on that occasion. Another quick early section of 5.45. Last start here, she stepped cleanly, but then she copped a few bumps in the early part in the drive to the first turn, and she couldn't cross. The greyhounds underneath her hunted up and kept her wide out, and then she got checked, and she was out of play at that point as far as a winning chance. So just put a line through her last start, go back 4 runs ago. She's clearly the one to beat, and even 2 runs ago when she led all of the way at Dapto, she brings that type of form. She'll be winning this race.
Yeah, she's got a best at Dapto of 29.93, a best here of 30 even, and Oro Rojo is expected to get the charm run in the race off the inside draw for Sabinura, who trains out of Talong down in the southern highlands of New South Wales. All right, to the checks is Dixie Hawk. This greyhound's a 5-time winner from 55 starts. Its latest victory came 3 runs back at Richmond when it went 30 and 20, been out of the money at that track since.
Yeah, touchy beginner, then musters speed, yet to win in 17 runs here, but has found trouble at a past couple of runs, so you can put a line through both of those starts. Is drawn to get a nice run through here if the favourite does ping like she can. So I think she's got to be thrown into the wider multiples, Dixie Hawk, at big value.
3 the wide is Ultimate Hit for Semi Simonetta, and a last start third at Richmond behind Sweet City Angel. Had 2 starts here, 2 duck eggs.
Yeah, was slow out in both runs here, Duke, and never ever in the play at any stage in both of those races. Tangled up mid-race in one of those races as well. So you could have made a couple of little excuses. I could only throw him into the wider exotics.
All right, for the blue is Black Wizard for Owen Langley and owner Michael Vella. As I said, purchased after that run at Dubbo, 5 starts back in late November. It's then gone first, fourth, first and second here at Wentworth Park. A best first split of 5.51.
And that is probably the little concern, because if he can't improve and he can't get down to, you know, the low 540s, can he run Oro Rojo down? I don't think he's probably got enough strength. He'd have to be right on her tail into the back to run her down. Look, 30.02, 30.05 here, and 30.06 when second last start, and it was a really, really good effort in great hands. The main danger to the favourite.
All right, 5 the yellow, Tyson's Fury, one of the real roughies, been running around 30 and 7 here at Wentworth Park. 6 the green is Patonga Dave, currently 5.50 with the books. As she said, first up for Mick Hardman.
Yeah, interesting runner. Mick's a great trainer, coming here fresh. Perfectly drawn out in box 6. He's a wide runner, vacant box, and he's outside. He's the other winning chance in the race.
All right, and Memphis Rock from box 8 can show a little bit of pace, and that greyhound is around the $26 mark. Your banker?
Yeah, Oro Rojo perfectly drawn to lead all of the way.
Yeah, no dispute from me here. Oro Rojo, the tip from both of us, and also the tip from punters, obviously, at $1.95, $2.45 about Black Wizard, $5.50 for the 6 Patonga Dave. This is the opening race here at Wentworth Park on heats of Group 1 Paws of Thunder night. Greyhounds are being boxed. They're about to jump in the opener.
$3.50 to $2.30 Patonga Dave. Big drift to $3.50 all the way out to $9. So the green light is switched on. That was on its way. This is the first of 10. They're set and they're racing now. It was a pretty even dispatch, actually. Out wide, Patonga Dave accelerates fast into the first corner. Will cross and lead comfortably on Memphis Rock. Third, Oro Rojo, who had a bumping duel there as they ran the first turn. Then Black Wizard the outside running on. A gap in the field then to Ultimate Hit. Well back is Tyson's Fury, and Dixie Hawk will fail to finish off the back straight. Patonga Dave's got a big lead. Black Wizard charged into second placing, but is 5 lengths off the leader. Patonga Dave, green up the straight, but we'll see it through. Patonga Dave beats Black Wizard. Third, Memphis Rock. Fourth, Oro Rojo. There followed Tyson's Fury, Ultimate Hit. Dixie Hawk did fail to finish. Hopefully she's okay. The time here to the first, around 30 and 20.
6, 4, 8 and 1 to the opener. 6, 4, 8 and 1. Patonga Dave. Look, it was a real traffic jam at the inside division after box rise. Patonga Dave got that sweet run down the outside, carved across at the first turn, and Good night, Irene.
Yeah, it was all over when he strode to the top, Duke. He has been over 600 metres in his in a previous campaign. First up for Mick Hardman tonight. Mick's had him cherry ripe, and it was made to order. He's a wide runner anyway, but he was just given all the room necessary to charge to the top by the first turn. And when he took control and hit the accelerator, it was all over Red Rover. The favourite, Oro Rojo, she stepped only fairly, and then she wanted to muster. She wanted to just shift up the track a bit, and she had a bit of a bumping duel. But basically, when she didn't begin like she generally does, she was in a little bit of trouble because she had to lead to win.
5.51 the first split, 18.28 down the back, home in 11.99, overall time of 30 and 27. Tough way to start the night for punters with a shorty getting rolled, and there's Oro Rojo. Only began fairly, and look at the room that Patonga Dave gets with Tyson Fury wanting to get to the fence, just created that real opener for it. And Patonga Dave here, 3 in front, and as we said, it was never going to get run down.
And as you said, as you saw him go around that first turn, through the catching pen, there's about 5 or 6 greyhounds off the inside and even down the back there. So that's what we were talking about prior to the race. He was well drawn out in the middle of the track and even around the home corner. Look at him out there. He's out in what, box 7 there, 6 or 7 when he comes down the home straight.
All right, so 6-4, 8-1 to the opener here at Wentworth Park. Trackside, here's Simon Orchard with Mick Hardman.
A very happy Mick Hardman as well. I understand Patonga Dave was under a bit of pressure tonight. Mick, tell us more.
Yeah, I've had him for about 6 weeks now, Simon, maybe 7 weeks. And I told the owners if he didn't run a decent race tonight, I was going to send him home. It took him a little while to settle in. Just been trialling fair. The only reason I nominated him tonight was he trialled okay at Goulburn last week. So, I thought I'd give him a chance to redeem himself.
Got some reasonable form. He ran 600 behind Showman Jack. Choo Choo Trains on this form guide as well. Is his future over further?
Look, I don't know. I haven't really quite worked him out. I guess in hindsight, he probably doesn't trial well by himself. So racing tonight, he was pretty stirred up. So he might be just a race dog and not a trial dog.
Last thing, mate, before I let you go, you look very schmick in your greyhound racing New South Wales Polo. But before you came in, you had the muscle shirt on when you were kenneling the dogs. What was that all about?
Well, I was running dogs just before I left home. She was pretty warm down there, so I didn't have much time to get changed. So thanks to the wife, she had everything in the van for us.
Looking very sharp, mate. Congratulations, a winner tonight. Extremely well done.
Thanks, Tom. Take care.
Terrific bloke, terrific trainer, Mickey Hardman, and there is Patonga Dave carving to the front. The favourite here, Oro Rojo, off the inside. As we said, Timmy, just didn't get that clear air that it likes to get in the early stages. Began fairly, but not what we expected.
No, she lid pings you, and that does happen with greyhounds. When you're drawn box 1 here and you don't begin cleanly, you can get crowded up and they come down from the outside, and they did there. And it was all advantage to Patonga Dave because he was out on his lonesome out in the middle of the track, getting all the air he needed to rush to the top.
And as we heard Mick Hardman say, a dog that doesn't trial well by himself. Mick's obviously worked him out now, brought him here. That was a race for him to win in that instance when you hear post-race and that. But again, it's a tough way for punters to start the night with the 2 shorties getting rolled as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the only other one in the market and the only other winning chance, really, when you delve right into the form. But I think the majority, as the market suggested, the majority of the punters were on Oro Rojo and Black Wizard. So, yeah, a pretty tough night to start off, Duke, but I think the punters will bounce back as we get further into the meeting.
Let's hope we've got deep pockets to be able to overcome that. We're 9 minutes away from race number 3 at Dubbo. Let's take a look at the market for this event. Battler tells me he's done the form. He knows Dubbo dogs back the front. The favourite here, fairly wide market, $3 about Cupidity from box number 2 for trainer Rob Harrison. $4.30 each of 2, 4 and 5. Winlock wins, Belmac Prince. Then we go to Armatory Porsche for Graham Pickering, the leading trainer at Dubbo, I think it was, for 2022. I think Graham's won that title a few times. He's got Armatory Porsche in this. The speed map looks this way, Timmy. It's over the 400 metres, starting on the bend start, and Belmac Prince looks to be the one with all the early pace from Armatory Porsche, Cupidity, and then Lumia Layla. Good luck getting through these with a race caller. just give us a little bit of a spiel before. Imagine that. Armatry Porsche from Cupidity Limilo, like, give me a break. No wonder you stepped away from it.
Absolutely, when you served up races like this. Who's calling there tonight? Good luck to him. Belmac Prince is an interesting runner, Duke.
Is that an ice cream van at Dubbo? I think it is. We didn't
like
have the ice cream van here last night, sorry.
You were filthy, I'm tipping.
Yeah.
Belmac Prince, a former West Aussie, first up in New South Wales. So very interesting runner. I think we just need to monitor betting with him in the next 4 or 5 minutes. He's an 11-start maidener. He has run 5 minors. So I dare say he would have trialled around the track in preparation for his debut at Dubbo. But he's the most interesting runner in the race, Duke. Cupidity, a greyhound who's had 13 runs, 5 minors, due to break her maiden. But a brave man to keep backing her because she's had plenty of chances.
All right, race number 2 at Wenty will follow. It's due in 13 minutes' time. And the favourite here, Sally's Reward, from box number 6 at 2.15 in front of Zipping Lennox off the inside at 2.70 and Bonnie's Chance at $4.60. And looking as far as the fluctuations go from the early markets, Tim, Zipping Lennox has been well supported, 4.20 into around that $2.70 quote. Sally's Reward, on the other hand, has eased out $1.90 to $2.15, and Bonnie's Chance $3.80 out to $4.60. So the one that they really want is the red Zipping Lennox, now in the hands of its owner, Martin Hallinan.
Yeah, big pointer. He's a greyhound who's always had a stack of ability. Massive, massive engine. Better suited on the big one-turn tracks, Stu. Much better suited at the likes of Bulli, Maitland, Grafton, and that's where he's won the majority of his races. He has won one here in 30 and 28, but I don't know whether box 1 is his box, particularly if they're coming across speed from the middle and outside and he does get any crowding, because he's generally a slow beginner, but he's coming to this race first up, so he might show a bit more speed. In different hands now with Marty Hallinan. He might have been training him a little differently to his previous trainer, Jason McKay, trying to probably get a bit more speed in his legs for a first up tilt. The money has come, so you've got to respect the money now, particularly being in Marty Hallinan's hands.
Yeah, I think also the other thing to consider, Timmy, the boxes 2, 3 and 4, they're average beginners, very average beginners. Been on air.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Race 3 at Dubbo tonight, a 400-metre maiden. As I said, they start on the bend start there. The favourite is Cupidity from box number 2. Ease slightly, open up around that $3 quote. There's been a little bit of money here for Belmac Prince. $4.40 early stages into $4. Winlock Wins been rock solid around that $4.30 quote, and the same for Armatree Porsche, although it did open around the $6 quote, Timmy, so in about a point for number 6 Armatree Porsche.
Yeah, it did get out around the $7.50 and $8 mark at one point in betting, so a little money for Armatree Porsche. Cupidity, 13 runs, 5 minors overall, has been to Dubbo 7 times, track and trip for those 5 minors. Fairly reliable beginner, has got the early dash to be there at the first corner vying for the lead. She's had many chances. She is close to her maiden win, but gee, if you've been backing her all the way through, you're a patient person to be backing up again.
All right, they've got a short walk to the 400-metre boxes, and the favourite that holds the call here is number 2 Cupidity. Let's check out the dogs.com.au tips for Dubbo, because I can tell you our man that does our Dubbo form is a very good judge, and he knows his Dubbo dogs inside out. So he's gone with 5, 2, 4 and 1. Belmac Prince at around that $4 quote. Don't want to put too much pressure on him. I know he'll be watching, I know he'll be listening. No names, no pack drill, but I can tell you he's a very good judge. So Belmac Prince, the on-top tip from our form expert at thedogs.com.au, in front of Cupidity, Winlock Wins and Lamia Leia.
First up in New South Wales, and being hard in the market, I think suggests the greyhound has probably trialled pretty well in preparation for his debut in here in New South Wales. He has got pretty good box manners and a turn of speed, so if he does begin, he can overcome that tricky 5 alley. As we mentioned earlier, he's had 11 runs for 5 minors, looking to break the duck at start number 12, Duke.
All right, we're just missing graphics there for numbers 7 and 8. At Bogan Road, a real roughie in the race at around $51. Winlock Tilly around the $14 quote. So box Greyhound 7 Bogan Road around $50. Winlock Tilly at $14. But the favourite now into a hard favourite is Belmac Prince from box 5 in front of Cupidity. This is race 3, a 400-metre maiden at Dubbo. Let's head to the Central West.
Been knocking on the door as these greyhounds are placed away. Odds are in, evens follow forward. Red light turns to green, favourite. Well supported is the 5 Belmac Prince. Here's the lure, we're set, ready. Racing, Belmac Prince, one of the first ones away, getting away well now on the inside. Lamia Layla pushing forward. Through the centre there was Rekka Ruby, and going with them also was Cupidity. Well back in the field, Belmac Prince is in bother. Well back also Winlock Tilly. There's no Winlock Wings, and Armatree Porsche was one of the last ones on the swing. Could it be the night for Cupidity? It's kicking Cupidity. Cupidity too good. Second over Rekka Ruby. They were followed in by Winlock Tilly also. They're Belmac Prince. A long way back, Armatree Porsche, also a long way back, Lamia Layla. Bogan Road, one of the last ones in with Winlock Wings, 23-29 to Cupidity.
2, 3, should be 8 and 5 to race number 3. 2, 3, 8 and 5 to race 3, and Cupidity breaks its maiden, Timmy.
Yeah, good things come to those who wait, Duke, and she deserved that. She actually went around her first 8 starts and didn't run a drum. She placed 5 times in a row, and then she's broken the duck tonight. So well done, 2 connections. Patience personified with Cupidity.
23-29 the time. So race 3, the numbers at Dubbo, 2, 3, 8 and 5. And I obviously put the mock on our form expert there because he hasn't run a drum. All right, so this is race number 2 at Wentworth Park. Zipping Lennox is the favourite from box number 1. Again, we were talking earlier, you know, if Zipping Lennox doesn't come out, that's the big hang-up for him.
Yeah, he's generally a slow beginner, but he was with a different trainer last preparation. So has there been a bit of box work done with him? Has he been trained differently for this preparation, trying to get a little more speed into his legs? The issue I find here with Zipping Lennox, he's drawn the inside and he does want to move off the track a little bit. He's a greyhound with a big moat. No, I'm not denying his ability by any stretch of the imagination, but he will need to get into open territory early and mid-race to really kick into gear. He's a greyhound who is better suited on the big one-turn tracks, you know, Maitland, Bulli, Grafton and the like. So, but the money has, well, it's been pretty much relentless for Zipping Lennox. So I dare say he has been trialling very well in preparation for his return.
And as far as those fluctuations are concerned, Timmy, they bet around the $4.20, $4.30 mark early, now into around $2.75. Okay, Zipping Lennox, trained by Martin Hallinan. His handler tonight is Tyler Ginn, and Simon Orchard is catching up with him now.
Joined by Tyler Ginn. He's handling Zipping Lennox here in race 2 in the card at Wentworth Park tonight. Been off the scene for a while. Tyler, tell us, where's he been?
Well, yeah, he had an injury with his last trainer, and he's just come back. He's bounced around from trainer to trainer, and we got him back home, fixed him up, and here we are.
Bit of money and market support coming in as well. Tyler, is that Marty and Cam back home putting the plonk on?
Nah, Cam's just got off a helicopter ride, so all his money's gone.
Mate, tell us, later on in the night, you got Zipping Maserati going around the heats of the Paws of Thunder. Great run up at Gosford a couple of weeks ago. All things going well?
Yeah, he's had a good week. Didn't really do much. Just put him out the track at home and brought him here on Tuesday night, and he's ready to go.
What do you make of the calibre of the opposition?
Yeah, good. Like, you obviously got good odds Emery in the 4, and it's a very open market. And just got to get him on the gerbil, see what happens.
Best of luck with Lennox and with Maserati, mate. Go well.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Tyler Ginn there speaking with Simon Orchard. Greyhounds are on the track now heading towards the 520 metre boxes. He's had 23 starts, 9 wins, 6 minors here at Wenty, Tim. 6 starts, just the 1 win, 1 minor placing. And a best on the clock of 30 and 28. You'd think he's probably going to have to go a lot quicker than that to win this.
Yeah, probably not a lot quicker, Duke. I'd dare say Sally's Reward, she's probably going to run around the 30 and 1, 30 and 2 mark. So, you know, he does need to improve on that PB, but it just depends on where he does settle in the early stages. He's got a massive engine. We haven't seen him since March, and that was when he won at Maitland on the big one-turn track there in handy time. The first 40 or 50 metres will know all about Zipping Lennox, whether he's a genuine winning chance.
Number 2, the Czech, Sacred Silence, stretches out in trip. Its last start was over the 400 at Richmond. Its last run here, 3 starts back, ran second, PB on the clock of 30 and 27.
Yeah, not too bad a run on that occasion, but has failed in her past couple of runs at Richmond. Getting back up in trip, as you've just mentioned, does need to improve on those 2 at Richmond.
Glittering Zach for Craig Chapello, first up at the track, a former Queensland chaser.
Yeah, debuting here in New South Wales for Craig, has been over 600 metres throughout his career. I need to see him first up here at Wentworth Park. Prefer to watch.
Simple Shearer is around the $21 mark. It's had 17 goes here at Wentworth Park. It's won once. It's run 7 minor placings, PB of 30 and 14. Did win here 3 starts back in 30 and 35.
Would need to improve on that time. Has failed at his past 2 runs at Richmond. This is much tougher. Can't have him tonight.
Sally's Reward, a 4-time winner here for Vince Spiteri. Last start, Victor at Bulli in a top grade event there over the 400 metres, running a best today 22.29. A greyhound we know that's got plenty of early zip.
Yeah, brilliant beginner, great turn of speed, well drawn in the 6 alley, vacant box underneath her. She'll get room to move. She's 3rd up tonight. She finished runner-up at Bulli, first up over 340. Then on Tuesday went a very quick 22.29. She's on the short back up here up to 500 metres. I think she's a clear leader, and I think she can pinch it rolling along on the lure.
Let's All Chant is a $21 chance, and Bonnie's Chance, which is the 3rd of trainer Chris Carl's runners, it's at $5. Opening quote of around 380, so it's got the blows. Yeah,
not surprised with her getting out of the market, because on her best form she'd be a winning chance, but we haven't seen her best for some time now.
All right. Your banker?
Yeah, Sally's Reward from box 6.
I'm with Zipping Lennox off the inside. This is race number 2. Don't forget race 3, the first of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate Heats.
We're about to find out. So the green light is turned on race number 2 here tonight. Favourite box 6, Sally's Reward at $2. They're set. And they're racing now, and she stepped beautifully, Sally's Reward, but Zipping Lennox is going to settle down right there a length away, second at the first bend. Third is Bonnie's Chance, and in fourth placing is Sacred Silence. They're followed by Simple Shearer, Let's All Chant, and Glittering Zack at the rear, down the back straight. And it's Sally's Reward. She opened up by 3 on Zipping Lennox, who's trying to eat into that margin there, clear of Bonnie's Chance. At the home corner, Sally's Reward. She's going strongly, cornered well. 4 in front of Zipping Lennox, and Sally's Reward all the way, beat Zipping Lennox. Third, Bonnie's Chance. Fourth, Let's All Chant. They're followed by Simple Shearer. Well back in the field, Sacred Silence and Glittering Zack. The time 30 and 15.
Well, the two favourites carved out to the front. Sally's Reward, she set up a 3 or 4 length break down the back straight, and Zipping Lennox just could not pick her up.
Yeah, she just ran him into the ground. He was first up and he showed much better box manners and more speed than he did last preparation. And I've got to say, at the first turn, Duke, when he did come out like he did, and it was only a couple off her working into the back straight, I thought, well, going on his form and his traits last preparation, he would be too strong for her. But he might have been trained a little differently this prep with Marty Hallinan, and he probably wasn't as strong in the final section as he was last preparation. He's probably come home at around 12, probably around 12 dead or thereabouts. We would have thought last preparation he'd get home at around 11.6 here at Wentworth Park.
5:43 the first split, 18:07, 12:08 the run home, the time 30 and 15. And as we can see from the head-on footage there, he begins well, but not as well as Sally's Reward. He just checked off the heels, gave her a little bit of an ankle tap.
And this is where she won the race. She hit the accelerator there. She was 2.5 in front going through the catching pen. Down the back, she went bang. She put up 4 or 5, and he just couldn't hold on to her. And he was gradually taking a little bit of ground off her in the latter stages, but she had it well and truly in her keeping.
6-1, 8 and 7-2, race number 2 here at Wentworth Park. Simon Orchard trackside. I think he's with Vince Spiteri.
I sure am, Duke. Vince Spiteri, very happy down here. Now tell us, Vince, not only do you train Sally's Reward, you trained her mum, Bella Can Do, you trained her mum, Smart Bond, and you've got the daughters as well. This is a great story, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because we, like I said before, we rear them, we breed them, and we raise them ourselves. We don't give them to nobody to raise. But I'm gonna get stuck now with all the dogs.
What did you think of that run tonight? 30 and 15. She's gone quicker, but that was still a nice performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was happy with her run, because when I saw her jump in front, I thought it should be hard to beat, because she come back good, and she won on Tuesday for 100 on a good time. So when we checked it, nothing wrong with her. So I'm happy.
Good decision. When you say we train them, it's you and of course Mary. Where is Mary tonight? And she'll be over the moon, won't she?
Oh yeah, she is. You can see the smile from here.
Great stuff, mate. Congratulations. Well done.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Long-time participants in the greyhound racing industry. Vince Spiteri trains from Appin, and he'd be in the good books with Mary. Another winner and 2 on the bounce for Sally's Reward there. And as we say, Zipping Lennox began well, just wants to drift up the track a little bit. Sally's Reward runs that straight line, cuts him off at that first turn.
Doesn't it just show how well she was drawn, Sally's Reward? She had box 6 and she stayed in her lane all the way through, probably just prior to the winning line when she just worked over, and then going through the catching pen, she carved over to the top. And as we just mentioned a moment or two ago, this is where she really won the race. The afterburners kicked in and she put Zipping Lennox away at this point. He just couldn't reel her in.
It's been a great little money spinner. As said, she's a homebred chaser as well. She's now had 66 starts, 19 victories, 18 minors. Her prize money goes in excess of around $70,000.
Absolutely. She's been an absolute little ripper for Vince and Mary. And she's one of those greyhounds. She's just got great box manners and good speed, so she's going to put herself into the races more often than not, and that's why she's knocked up winning 19 races in her career, Duke.
Yeah, and her 5th win here at Wentworth Park, and it's not an easy thing to do. I know, when you look that she's won 19, but to win 5 here at headquarters, because she's raced good dogs for a long time now, probably the last 6 months of her career, or 9 months of her career. She's been racing top-grade dogs no matter where she goes. And again, it's to get a dog like that to continue to win and continue to stay up, it's a very good effort.
Yeah, even, since September, she's raced the likes of Reflections, He's grand. They're both going around in heats of the Paws of Thunder tonight. Melcat Big Boy, who's a greyhound, has run, 29.7, 29.8 around here. Poppy Jack, he's in the twilight of his career, but he's a flying machine, or was a flying machine in the early part of his career. So she's always raced quality greyhounds, and certainly no mean feat to win 5 here at Wentworth Park.
Zipping Lennox, as we said, showed a lot more probably genuine early pace tonight than what he had previously. But what did you make of his run home?
I'd have to actually get what his run home was, but probably around 11.9. In last preparation, you would think he's 11.6 coming home. He won over the 5.65 at Maitland in quick time. He's run some good races at Gosford over the 600 metres as well. So, he might have been trained differently, and he might have been, short of a run as well, Duke. So it'll be interesting what Marty does with him, what he's got planned this preparation, whether he does want to get him up to, the middle journey down the track. But on face value, with the money which came for him, you've got to say he did appear disappointing for mine.
Okay, that's been the entree. Main meal's about to start. We've got 2 heats of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate, races 3 and 4, races 5 through to 9 tonight, heats of the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. Okay, let's head to Dubbo. In the Central West here of New South Wales, this is race 4. It's a 0 to 2 wins event over the 516 metres, and the favourite is Carinya Mick for Johnny Patelli at $2.70. Sub-Zero Sonia at $3.80 off the inside, along with Windlock Bullet for Jamie O'Malley at $3.80. And then the only other runners under double figure odds, George Taro and also Dusty Barbara.
Yeah, Carinya Mick, not a bad record at the track, and Trip has been in the money in 4 of 8 runs. Duke drawn box 5, but has got the box matters and the early dash to overcome box 5. Did win there at Dubbo 2 runs ago, running 29.97, winning narrowly. He's clearly the one to beat for mine, despite drawing that 5 alley.
All right, let's take a look at the tips for race number 4 at Dubbo. As said, it's over the 516 metres, and it's 5, 1, 8 and 9. Carinya Mick on top from Sub-Zero Sonia, Windlock Bullet and Dusty Barbara. We're going to take a break. Dubbo race 4, around about 9 minutes away. We'll be back in just a moment with our showcase coverage here from Wentworth Park. Welcome back to Wentworth Park. Race 3 is the first heat of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate Series to be run over the 720 metres, and all the rage, as expected, is 8 The Pink Corborn Magic for Jodie Lord, around that $1.28 quote. First pick for Timmy Britton off the inside at $3.90. And then it's $11 Corborn Roses, $18 Zipping Abigail, and the real roughie in the race is Monkey Boom. So Corborn Magic is the favourite at $1.28. He opened $1.45, but the scratching of Bandit Jane brought him into that quote. He would have been $1.25, $1.28 to start with. Tim Britton has got first picked off the inside. Tonight it's being handled by Brendan Purcell. He's joined by Simon Orchard at the moment.
We're joined by Brendan Purcell. He's up here with Timmy Britton and Robbie Britton's dog first picked, about to go around the heat of the Summer Distance Plate. Tell us a little bit about this bitch.
Yeah, she had a look at the track up here probably 6 or 8 weeks ago. We brought her up for another race, and she's very consistent down home. She's got the good box tonight, so yeah, it'll be hard to beat the 8, I think, but yeah, hopefully she can run up there.
Talking about good dogs, McInerney going around a little bit later in the heats of the Paws of Thunder. First time back since that magical night. Can you firstly share how's the dog going and what can we expect tonight?
Yeah, no, he's still going good. He's he's sort of haven't raced him a lot since then, and I was running the Phoenix. I was wrapped with. He ran 4th and done a bit of work in that, and he didn't have much luck last start, so he's had some excuses. I think the 2 will be hard to beat in it, French Martini, because it might find the rail and he'll have to come from behind. So anyway, we'll see how he goes. He knows the track good. He likes it up here. So.
And what about memories of Wentworth Park? 3 or 4 months ago now, that magical night here. Do you remember much of it?
Oh, I remember it all, yeah. So I'm just trying to find another one so I can up here next year now and do it again. But no, it was a great night, and to pull off what we did, it was just unbelievable.
Appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Brendan Purcell with Simon Orchard there, and of course you're talking about McInerney, the first and only greyhound to win $1 million chase here, Timmy. Had box 1, and we're talking drawn on the outside of French Martini tonight. We know he does want to use plenty of the track, and that should make it nice for French Martini in the early stages.
Yeah, she's drawn to get a gun run with him in 3, and even in box 4, Grim Madara is a straight tracker, so she's drawn to get a saloon run tonight and find the top. And I know I read an article, and Peter Lagogiani has been quoted as saying she trialled the house down here on Tuesday night in a slip, so she's ready to rock and roll.
Race 4 at Dubbo is over the 516 metres. We're 5 minutes off start time here. And Carinya Mick for John Patelli still holds favouritism here. Early markets open around 250, so it's got a little bit of the blows. Sub-Zero Sonia at $3.90. Winlock Bullet at $4. Okay, Corborn Magic is all the rage for race number 3. Oh no, Dubbo, sorry. We were going to go to Paul Mills, but we're not. We're going to do Dubbo race 4, then we'll hear from Paul Mills, who's going to handle Corborn Magic. Let's look at this market again. Timmy, $3.20 around for Carinya Mick. The inside runner, Sub-Zero Sonia, around $4.20.
Yeah, showed good speed, winning in 29.97 2 runs ago at Dubbo. Then a handy effort when third last start, showed good speed again and good box manners. So he's got the box manners to overcome the tricky 5 alley. I've got him on top. He's been in the money in 4 of his 8 runs at the track and trip. The greyhound on his inside shouldn't worry him in the early stages. Carinya Mick on top for me, Duke.
Okay, I'll tell you the one that has been supported at big odds is number 7, Bogan Valley. They opened Bogan Valley around the $23 quote, Timmy, in now to $10.
Yeah, he's first up at this trip at Dubbo, has raced over the shorter trips around there. So she's a greyhound who will show a bit of speed in the early stages.
All right, race 4, 0-2 wins over the 5.16. Let's head to Dubbo.
On the Mia Poppy, George Taro and Winlock Bullet. Red light turns to green, lure on the roll here. We're all set, favourite in 5, Carinya Mick. Off they go, Carinya Mick only away fairly. Dusty Barbara got away well, but there goes Carinya Mick burning up the track. Getting to second, Winlock Bullet. They're being followed around the outside by Bogan Valley. Back in the field now, Dusty Barbara, Sub-Zero Sonia with a run. Second last in the event, we had Bourdain, and last of all off the side, Lamia Poppy. Leader Carinya Mick comes back to them. Winlock Bullet second. Getting to the outside now, Sub-Zero Sonia. Carinya Mick, Winlock Bullet. Here's Sonia, over the top. Sub-Zero Sonia Sub-Zero Sonia grabs Winlock Bullet on the line. Third, Carinia Mick, Dusty Barbara fourth. They were followed in well back in the field by Board Dane Lamia Poppy. One of the last ones in, George Taro with Bogan Valley. 30-33 the time to Sub-Zero Sonia.
Sub-Zero Sonia 185 and 9. There are Dubbo 185 and 9 greyhounds making their way towards the 720 metre boxes here at Wentworth Park for the first of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate Heats. As said, we had Paul Mills on tape. Let's hear what he's got to say about the favourite in race 3.
Paul Mills joins us again tonight representing Andy and Jody Lord. Corborn Magic goes around in Heat 1 of the Summer Distance Plate. Is he the best stayer in New South Wales at the moment, Millsy?
You'd think so. He's proven it.
He's had a hell of a back end of 2022. We just spoke to Jack Strutt about Stagger Out Lee. Those two have been locking horns. That's not going to happen tonight. But what have you made of their rivalry over the past 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, I think he probably should have. It's all right saying now. He probably should have won down in Melbourne, the Bold Trees. He cramped up very badly, but good luck to Jack. He got the money, so that's in hindsight. But have a look at his record since.
He's been pretty perfect. Hey, Millsy, what are your thoughts on the staying ranks in New South Wales at the moment? It's tough to get good dogs into these races. Do you think we're in a healthy stage right now?
Probably not the best, actually. You know, like last week, I don't know. Yeah, probably would have preferred to probably put him in at 700, but that wasn't available. But yeah, they only got a couple of heats, so a bit lack of strength there. But he's plenty of quality. But just a matter of getting the runs. It sometimes can be hard for him, you know.
What do you make of the heat, mate? Because Bandit Jane's in box 5, his sister Corborn Rose in box 7. What do you think of the heat tonight?
No, Bandit Jane's scratch, actually.
There we go, scratch that. Mate, best of luck with Corborn Magic.
No worries, thank you.
I don't think he's New South Wales' best stayer. I think he's Australia's best stayer at the moment. Timmy's won 10 of his past 11. He's won races like the Group 3 Christmas Cheer, the listed Newcastle Cup, the Sportsbet Middle Distance Championship. His win here when beating Gozo King over the 500 at its last start was outstanding. Took care of Mapunga Ruby before that. I know you've got an opinion of First Pick, but I just can't see how they're going to beat him in the small field.
Oh, yeah, I concur. I think he's the best stayer in the country. He's won 10 out of his last 11. I think he wins again. And First Pick, as the market suggests, the only possible danger.
All right, Corborn Magic wears the pink rug of box 8. First Pick, second pick in the market from the inside draw. This is race 3, the first of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate Heats.
Zipping Abigail. Well, this is the first of the features for what Corborn Magic will do in 2023, and he's a very short price favourite to win. $1.20. They're set to jump race 3. Ready. And they're racing now, and he jumped out well, Corborn Magic. First picked away fast and will lead clearly to the first corner. From into second placing in the middle, Zipping Abigail, wider Corborn Magic. They're followed then by Corborn Roses and Monkey Boom at the rear, down by the judge. And the Victorian first picked, led by 7 out of the straight. Corborn Magic's in pursuit now. He's gone to second. Zipping Abigail third, then Monkey Boom and Corborn Roses down the back straight. And it's first picked. He leads it by 5. But here comes the favourite starting to stalk him like a shark, Corborn Magic. At the home corner, first pick led by 2. Corborn Magic to the outsides, finishing very strongly. Corborn Magic got the first pick. He's too good. Corborn Magic beat first picked. 20 lengths away third. Zipping Abigail from Corborn Roses and Monkey Boom. We'll await an official time. It's yet to be semaphored. Corborn Magic too strong in 42.06.
8, 1, 4 and 7. 8, 1, 4 and 7 of the first of the Summer Distance Plates. I tell you what, I had my heart in my mouth for a little while there, but he's just such a hard chaser to me. The one thing I love about this dog, he chases his backside off.
Yeah, class told there, the 2 favourites absolutely get the remaining runners mid-race. And, yeah, it was a hard ride if you did chime into the $1.25, but coming off the top turn, you knew he was going to be strong in the last 50 or 60. And First Pick, she had really gone quick in the early stages, and you knew she was going to come back to him in the final little bit, which she did, but it was a hard ride. But going through the catching pen here at this point, probably 8 lengths off her at that point, but now he started to get into that margin, eat into that margin, and it was here where he really picked up 3 or 4 lengths quickly, and he was just a little too strong in the latter stages. he dropped back to the 500 metres last week to win, back up to the 700 metres. So he'll strip a hell of a lot fitter for that run tonight in preparation for the big final next week.
8-1, 4 and 7. That is Corborn Magic's 20th win from 43 starts. His 9th win here at Wentworth Park. His 11th win from his past 12. And the only greyhound that has beaten him in recent times goes around in the next heat, in the second and final heat, and that's Stagger Out Lee when she took care of him in the Boltreese at Sandown.
Yeah, I tell you, you can't take anything away from the Victorian there, Duke, first pick, but she will be better for that run. Here back at Wentworth Park, she's had 2 runs here now. She found trouble at an only other run here, and she's a front-running stayer. He was able to get straight there or into third early on, and then he got underneath the second greyhound down the home running. So he had every chance to run her down here tonight. It'll be a whole different story here next Saturday night when you've got 8 runners in the race. So she's a genuine winning chance of taking out the big one next week, first pick.
You can get on with me.
Geez, you're loyal.
I am loyal. You can get on with me, mate. Corborn Magic, won 11 of his past 12. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There's Sniper Cam off first picked, and Corborn Magic, he just had to get underneath Zipping Abigail, and he did that, spotted at 8, ran it down, wins in 42.0.
And on Zipping Abigail, she'll be winning next start or the one after, because her run at Gosford prior to tonight was an absolute belter, and she charged to the line, and you looked at the run, you said, oh, gee, she wants 700 metres. Now, she's landed in a race tonight against those 2 greyhounds, and she was beaten a long way, 18 lengths or thereabouts. But she will be winning a race here very soon, a 5th grade. So keep an eye out for Zipping Abigail. I'd be putting her into your black book.
Yep, so the first 4 go through. Corborn Roses actually finished 4th. I don't think it'll be taking its spot in the final. It wanted to play a few games in the home straight, unfortunately, for trainer Chris O'Brien. So we'll just await the stewards' report about Corborn Roses. 42.06, the margin's half a length by 17 1/4. Massive. A little bit like Starline Express last night. So Corborn Magic continues on its winning way, and we are going to turn our attention to the Gardens. My best bet of the night at the Gardens here, Timmy. Trained by Leslie Chater. Jaeger Bullet, terrific sprinter. Run just outside the track record at Gosford over the 388 metres there. Just got to dodge Prince Wild in the early stages, who does want to get off the track, but he holds the call at even money, $2, $4.80 Prince Wild. Likeable Road for John Edwards at $5.50, and then Prince Leo for Carol Eaton. $7, Mr. Aloysius. Ruffy, which earner for Michael Edwards. Do you see? Give me strength. Come on.
I do agree here. Vacant box on his outside because he does want to shift a bit. He likes a bit of room to move, Jaeger Bullet. But if he begins straight at the top and he'll run his rivals into the ground, I do agree. Did you get bored after race 1? Didn't you do the form for the remaining races?
No, I ran out of time. We're covering 30 races here tonight, so I was trying to concentrate on Dubbo as well. Hasn't done me much good. 2, 7, 4 and 1, the tips from our experts. At thedogs.com.au, it's over the 400 metres, this event at the Gardens. So they also start on the bend start at the bottom of the home straight. And just looking as far as fluctuations go from early markets, and not a lot as far as the on-top tips is concerned. As I said, Jaeger Bullet open at $2. He really hasn't budged. Prince Wild $4.60 out to $4.80. Mr. Aloysius $6.50 out, a point to around that $7.50 mark, which earner eased a little bit. And the likewise for Prince Leo, and also Likeable Road solid at the $5.50 opening quote. So tricky race in that sense as far as the market is concerned. But you know, forget his run at Gosford when he finished 6th behind Vencedor. Go back 2 starts, 22-25 win there in a free-for-all. And he does race well here at the Gardens as well.
Oh, he's been in the money in, 7 of his 8 runs, track and trip. PB of 22.64. He ran 22.73 winning there 3 runs ago. That was early December. He's coming into this race tonight on after a little bit of a freshen up. He's had 3 weeks off after failing at Gosford, but he did have excuses on that occasion. As I mentioned, vacant box on his outside is a big positive here, because he's got good speed, but he does want to shift up the track a little, so he will get that room to move in the early stages in the first 20 or 30 metres if he does begin cleanly.
All right, who's the big danger? Is it Prince Wild off the inside?
Yeah, has won 3 from 9 from box number 1, so he runs his best races when drawn the inside. He's a 22-time winner, Duke. So he knows how to find the line. He has run 22.73 around here at the Gardens, and he did that on Christmas Eve. So he's certainly capable of toppling the favourite, particularly from that inside alley. And he will get room to move with Jaeger Bullet drawn on his inside, on his outside, I should say. So for mine, it is the inside 2 boxes, but I'm 2 from 1.
Okay, a little bit of late support again here for Jaeger Bullet. Firms into probably tick over to the $1.95, $1.90 quote. Prince Wild holds its spot in the market at $4.80. Mr. Aloysius continues to ease only slightly, but Witch Earner eases out as well. Prince Leo, again, solid at that $6 quote, and Likeable Rogue for John Edwards at $5.50 from the extreme outside. So we're a minute 33 of start time to race number 1 at the Gardens, which is home of the 7:15, the world's richest staying race. $500,000 goes to the winner of the 7:15 series. Okay, so greyhounds have made their way to the boxes. In case you missed it, 42.06 the winning time for Corborn Magic in the first heat of the Group 2 summer distance plate.
And on the 7:15, Duke, the Ladbrokes 7:15, that'll be run a little earlier than it was last year, where we run heats in the last week of April, and the final will be held in the first week of May this year, where it was a month later in June last year.
And bitterly cold, if I remember.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we had 3 heaters, skivvies, and we were still freezing. All right, let's try and find a winner here. As said, my best of the night at the Gardens is Jaeger Bullet in the opening event. It holds the call, and around that $2, $1.95 quote for the Czechs Jaeger Bullets. It's over the 400 metres. Only 6 dogs to do battle, so we've got vacant boxes here in 3 and 6. The only one outside of or over double figure odds is the 5, and that is Witch Earner at $18. Just want to see the favourite get out, get clear air, and show what he can do. And he's been a terrific chaser for Leslie Chater.
Oh, been an absolute ripper. He's lining up for his 51st start tonight. He's won 16 races. He's been in the money 19 other times. And he's another one of those greyhounds, Duke, a quick beginner with good early speed. So those greyhounds are the ones you do want, because they always put themselves right in the race.
About to be boxed for the opener at the Gardens. Our caller trackside is Gary Clark.
Of minutes later than was previously advertised. In the first here, Jaeger Bullet number 2, $2 into $1.85 now. Going to run the favourite, and he's got a very good record here. He's just got to get around Prince Wild, who will use plenty of the track, but I thought he might be probably the only good thing of the night, Jaeger Bullet. About to find out. Lure on its way. We're about set here for the free-for-all. First of 12 at the Gardens. Ready? Racing, Prince Wild come out beautiful. Jaeger Bullet missed of the night. Prince Wild now in front. Getting across was Prince Leo, and also Likeable Rogue. It takes over Likeable Rogue from the wide running Prince Wild, followed by Jaeger Bullet. Next there, Mr. Aloysius, a break in the field. The Witch Earner and Prince Leo coming up to the corner. And Prince Wild out very wide now and raced up and hit the lead. Back on the inside, Mr. Aloysius, but Prince Wild gets in from Mr. Aloysius and Likeable Rogue. Jaeger Bullet, he left it at box rise. They were followed by Prince Leo, Witch Earner the tail ender, and the time of around 22.80.
Favourite misses the start, gets off the track, gets in trouble. That's it. I'm handing the tip and licence in.
Oh, I bet
Seriously.
you won't.
Until the next race here at Wentworth Park anyway. Obviously, the shadow's playing havoc there, so we're just going to wait on the official numbers to be shown on the semaphore board as they come up 1, 4, 8 and 2. A run home of 11.76, 22.86. And look, he just wanted to, hop off that fence. Said he wanted to get to the middle of the track, but it brought him undone a small field, mate. Look how wide he gets, Patler.
Prince Wild, he doesn't want inside, but in that particular race there tonight, he was going to get room to move, because Jaeger Bullet, even though he did begin poorly, he wanted to get off the track. So the Red was able to get that run through, get to the middle of the track where he wanted to be, down the back, and he could just wind up and get into his work. And at the end of the day, he was far too good, Duke. Jaeger Bullet just lost it at box rise. As simple as that.
Sure did. 1, 4, 8 and 2, the time 22 and 86. The next race from Dubbo is race 5, kicks the quaddie off. 4th and 5th grade final over the 400 metres. A really short price favourite here. Return Mac at $1.50. $3.25 about Aglan Luai, $1 million chase finalist here in September. And then it's $8.50 about the red runner Monique Keeping for trainer Brad O'Neill. Speed map looks this way. Return Mac, Split and Stack. Then we have Aglan Luai and Monique Keeping off the inside, but we know Return Mac from his old form here at Wentworth Park over the 520 when he used to jump and run.
Yeah, has run 29.90 around Wentworth Park. Well drawn in box number 2. He wants to be drawn over there to the rails. He's won 13 from 34. He's won there in quick time over the 400 metres. Yeah, I think he'll justify the very, very skinny quote. And Aglan Luai, as the market does suggest, the only danger.
All right, the first of the summer distance plate heats, the Group 2 series, was taken out by Corborn Magic, running 42.06, getting up in the last couple of bounds. Race 4 is the second and final heat. The box draw will be done after race 5 tonight. And the favourite here, Stagger Out Lead to me. That's what we were talking before. The last greyhound to actually beat Corborn Magic when it won the Bold Tree. Sorry, it's second pick in the market behind Osprey Storm at $2.65. $5 Zipping Neutron, $4.80 Ritzer Piper, Silver Luck at $7.50 and Bell Intention. You can have triple figure odds.
Osprey Storm has been heavily backed, opened up around the 330, 340 mark and just trimmed in the last 24 to 48 hours to 290, 280 and has trimmed in further tonight as we get closer to the race into $2. And 65. I've got him on top. I thought he was one of the better bets on the program, Duke Osprey Storm. He beat Stagger Out Lee fair and square at the Meadows 2 runs ago, and then he won at Warrnambool over the 650 at his latest run. He's only had one run here, and that was a little while ago now, but it was behind Super Estrella. And he sat second in that race behind Super Estrella, and she just broke his heart. She went very, very quick in the early and mid stages, and she did what she did at the end. She blew them away. So I think he'll take a stack of benefit out of that run. He's not running into Super Estrella tonight. I think he's well drawn on the rails. He's got a good record from the inside. I think he's drawn to lead or sit right on the speed and run a mighty race here.
Okay, Ritzer Piper from box 8 actually has the fastest PB of any of these runners here, going 41.88. It's won 4 times here over the 720 metres from 6 starts. Zipping Neutron scored here 2 starts back. Silver Luck's got a best of 41.99. Stagger Out Lee, been out of the winners list at its last 5 starts. Again, hasn't been disgraced in those runs. Ran second and third behind Corborn Magic, both at the Gardens in the Newcastle Listed Cup and also here at Wentworth Park. So Stagger Out Lee, look, obviously she's got ability. She's had 8 starts here, 3-time winner, 4 minors, the best of 41.93 on the clock.
Oh, she's got a tremendous chance, Duke. Yeah, excels here, racing ultra consistently. She returns to New South Wales after that interstate campaign. Well drawn in box number 2. Silver Luck, the likely leader with Osprey Storm. I think Silver Luck will lead from Osprey Storm. It'll just depend where Stagger Out Lee does settle in the mid stages. But as I mentioned just a few moments ago, Osprey Storm beat Stagger Out Lee fair and square a couple of runs ago at the Meadows. So I don't think she'll turn the tables on him tonight.
Okay, greyhounds are on the track here for race number 4, the second of the Group 2 summer distance plate heats. They are on the track, and the market, as I look on my trusty computer, 280 about Osprey Storm, 320 for Stagger Out Lee. Then we go to Zipping Neutron and Ritzer Piper, both at $5. Silver Luck next best in the market at $7. Bell Intention $101. So they are on the way to the 720 metre boxes here. We'll come back to Wenny straight after this race at Dubbo. It's race 5, 4th and 5th grade final over the 400. Return Mac is the favourite from box 2.
Here from box number 2 tonight, as the odds are in, the evens are placed away. This is the 4th and 5th grade final. Red light turns to green. Lures on the roll, favourite in 2. Return Mac, we're set ready racing. He's out quick, Mac. Return Mac goes to the lead, getting to second. Aglan Luai into a stalking position. They're being followed through by Proficiency. Back in the field was Raglan Viper. Monique Keeping got a check, getting past it was Spring Renegade, also a long way back. We did have Windy Pines on the corner. It's the Mac. Return Mac with a big lead. He's home. Return Mac all too good. Return Mac defeats on the line Aglan Luai. Third over was close. We had Raglan Viper also there. On the outside, Spring Renegade. Split and Stack was a long way back in the field. Also their Proficiency. Have a look at this time. 22.31 track record to Return Mac.
So Return Mac sets new figures there at Dubbo over the 400 metres, 2.6 and a photo for third and fourth, the time 22 and 31. Okay, greyhounds are around 100 metres away from the 720 metre starting boxes here, and we are looking at a market here of Osprey Storm at 280, Stagger Out Lee at 350. Simon Orchard is making his way to the 700 metre boxes.
I'm right beside Craig Salk, and he's going to box Osprey Storm in just a moment. Craig, chances tonight?
Oh, look, he's got a good chance, you know. As long as he comes out well, he runs it out pretty strong, so let's see how he goes.
The boys are saying got some decent form around the likes of Corborn Magic, Mapunga Ruby down in Victoria. Who's the biggest danger?
Oh, it's got to be the 2, Stagger Out Lee, you know. She's been running great recently, so, it's a bit slow out, but run time like a train, so...
Best of luck, mate.
Cheers.
Okay, Osprey Storm holds the call clearly now at around that 265 quote from Stagger Out Lee at $3.40. Timmy, I'm going to have a throw at the stumps here with Silver Luck. I think he leads. I don't think he's the best stayer in the race, but I just thought he may set up a big break mid-race if Osprey Storm finds any sort of trouble. So around the $7.50 mark, I'm with Silver Luck. You with Osprey Storm off the inside?
Yeah, really keen on him. I think I don't think he'll lead. I think he'll park behind Silver Luck and be too strong. He's been terrific in his past couple of runs. I think he's one of the better bets on the program, Osprey Storm.
Okay, being boxed, this is a race number 4 here at Wentworth Park. It is the second and final heat of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate. The final next Saturday night. It's worth $40,000 to the winner.
280 Osprey Storm to bounce the favourite. 350 Stagger Out Lee. 480 Ritza Piper. They're set to run race number 4. They're ready. Racing now. Osprey Storm away okay down on the inside. Out fast. Bell Intention in the middle and wider. Here's Zipping Neutron and Stagger Out Lee's pushed through. And Ritza Piper's burnt them off from the outside and she sped away. Ritza Piper leads it by 4 on Zipping Neutron and Osprey Storm. They're followed Stagger Out Lee. Next Silver Luck, who's well back second to last. Out to the rear is Bell Intention. It's Ritza Piper to the back straight. She opens up by 4 on Zipping Neutron giving chase. Then Osprey Storm. Stagger Out Lee getting up on the rails and then ran out of room, and they're followed by Silver Luck at the home turn. Ritza Piper's a big leader on Zipping Neutron, then Stagger Out Lee, but it's Ritza Piper well clear, and Ritza Piper beat Zipping Neutron and a luckless Stagger Out Lee. Fourth in Osprey Storm from Silver Luck and Bell Intention, the time around 42.10.
Joe Skerry with Ritza Piper takes her record here at Wentworth Park to 7 starts for 5 wins. She runs 42.16, a length and a half slower than Corborn Magic, but we mentioned pre-race she had the fastest PB here, Timmy, at 41.88, and that race was pretty much thrown on its head when she's carved across and found the front early.
Yeah, there was a mad charge for the lead at the first turn, Duke. I didn't think they'd all be there looking for the lead. I thought Silver Luck would have burst out of the pack and led at the first turn with Osprey Storm punching up, but he got in trouble and she just took full advantage of the jostling and jamming in the middle to carve across, take control. She's got the 2 quickest times in the race, 41.88 and 41.89. So it was a bigger challenge tonight. She had to go to another level racing greyhounds in group company, but she has come through with flying colours. She's another one of those greyhounds who makes her own luck out on the pace, and she's another who will be a major player in the race next week. She'll have to go quicker, no doubt about that. She will need to go quicker, but if she's on the speed, and she'll be fitter for that run tonight and better for taking on the calibre of the greyhounds in that one tonight.
3 on the spin for Ritza Piper now, 12 career starts, 7 wins, 2 seconds, and she does it all the way from box number 8. 42.16 the time. 8, 7, 2 and 1. Ritzer Piper beats Zipping Neutron. Stagger Out Lee runs home into third. And Osprey Storm, what did you think of his run?
Only steady at the end. He needed to punch up at the first turn and settle second. And then he might have been a chance of running the leader down, but when he was behind Zipping Neutron, he took an eternity to try to work out and get around that greyhound. The run of Stagger Out Lee was really, really good. I don't know whether he would have beat the winner or she would have beat the winner, but she did run into a dead end on that top turn, ran into Osprey Storm, so lost momentum at that point of the race. And she also found a little bit of trouble in the early stages, but all honours to the winner there, Duke.
All right, let's hear from Joe Sherry, who is the owner, trainer of Ritzer Piper. He's with Simon Orchard now.
He sure is, Duke. He's lost for words down here, Joe Skerry. Gee whiz, that was awesome, mate. So much passion from you cheering this beautiful little bitch home. What did you think of that?
Oh, awesome. I was looking for her in the beginning. I didn't know where she was, and I seen her in front. So, beauty, you know. So, yeah, that's it. I'm happy, you know. So, yeah. Very happy, yeah.
I think happy's an understatement, mate.
No words, yeah.
You've been... You haven't been dodging us, but you've been quietly going about your business, haven't you? Is that because you knew you had something special?
No, but I just, I don't like attention, so I just like to low-key and that's it, you know what I mean? So that's how I roll, yeah.
Well, you're through to a final of a Group 2 summer distance plate, mate, so there's nowhere to hide now. How do you feel thinking about 7 days and what potentially could happen here?
Oh, we'll see how we go, you know. So, yeah, just all in her hands now, so that's it. It's just take her home, give her a bath, get ready for next week, and hope for the best. It's the first time I've been in a group race, so as an owner, you know. So yeah. Oh, like when the boys trained for me in that with Gradens and that, he was in a group race and that was awesome. Like we had a really good ride there. So yeah. So having her is awesome, you know. So yeah.
This is what it's all about, mate. I remember seeing you at the Group 1 Dapto Megastar with the Gats dog, Ritzer Donna, and you were over the moon for her. Can't even imagine what will happen if you win next week. What do you think would go through your head next week?
I don't know. You'll have to probably get a defib out next week. So, see how we go. Hopefully, you know, things go right, you know. Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Wonderful job. Well done.
Thank you very much. All right.
It's great to see the passion from people like Joe Skerry. I can tell you, he said he likes to keep a low profile. Joe Skerry is so superstitious, does not want to be interviewed before a race. He's brushed us a number of times in the past. Very happy to talk post-race with Ritzer Piper carving out time in front and winning a way through to the final. So, as said, he was with Gradance, trained by Mark Gatt. They had a terrific run with that greyhound, and great to see him here at Wentworth Park and with a dog like Ritzer Piper who has got a stack of ability.
Well, any journos or radio producers out there looking to get an interview with Joe this week, don't even bother calling.
Good luck.
Yeah, don't even bother calling. By Ritzer Lenny out of Ritzer Vonnie, beautifully bred greyhound. Both of those greyhounds for the Gats were absolute flying machines. And Ritzer Vonnie, the mum, she was a freakish talent. But she just makes her own luck, Duke, and I don't want to harp on it, but they're the greyhounds who, with the box manners and the good speed, they roll forward. They don't have to rely on luck when you're out on the lure running along, and she's going to be very competitive in that race next Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll have the box draw for the Group 2 summer distance plate after race 5, 5:50 and 4:20, or we'll check that place dividend. 5:50 the winner, Ritzer Piper. Zipping Neutron at 180, no third for Stagger Out Lee. Osprey Storm runs fourth. The first four pays upwards of $123. We're 7 minutes away from race number 2 at the Gardens, but right now, let's update the first heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder here at Wentworth Park. It's race 5 on the card. Emron Boy from Victoria, who took out the Group 1 Silver Chief, then ran a terrific second behind Wow She's Fast in the Phoenix before running a blistering 29 even at Sandown Park last time out. Has the red for Brooke Ennis and is all the rage at $1.20.
He is a freakish talent, Emron Boy. Absolute freak. He's a desperate railer, so he's got his alley. He's only been defeated once in 7 runs from box number 1, and he was runner-up on that occasion. No shock at the price. $1.28 at the moment, and he's only had the 1 run here.
All right, we're going to find out more about Emron Boy. He's had the 1 start here, as Timmy said, but he's been in sparkling form in Victoria, and Brooke Ennis is with Simon Orchard now.
Yeah, she sure is, Duke. Amron Boy potentially, well, he already is maybe the next big thing, but potentially a superstar in the making here. Amron Boy, form's been superb, hasn't it, the last couple of months? What have you made of it?
Yeah, it has been superb, and I think he's probably been sensational as well. We have been beaten by the smallest of margins by Wow She's Fast, who's an absolute champ. But for himself, he tends to put 5 on him by the time he's in the catching pen, so he thinks he wins, and he's really got this, really big ego at the moment, and, hopefully we just get round safe tonight.
Deservedly so, I reckon. Look, this race is really interesting. Yuko Girl potentially is probably going to lead from 2. Kyrgios not overly fast from 3. How do you see the race shaping up?
Yeah, I think you're right there, and I think the 3 likes is 3 Kyrgios, but so I think Yuko Girl might middle track a little bit as well, and if we can sit in behind her, she looks like the likely leader, and as we know, he'll hold that fence anyway.
And is it true he's doing so well that you can afford to fly up today? Is that what's happened?
Yeah, fly from Avalon with Jetstar, that's how well I'm doing. But, look, it's just the way it panned out. And, I tend to handle him all the time, so I just didn't really want to ruin the routine. But, I flew up this afternoon, and Jamie's done the hard job. But, no, there's always plenty to do at home. So
We're very glad you're here. It's great to see this dog in the flesh for the first time for me. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, guys.
Brooke Ennis and, of course, Brooke and Jamie Ennis, trained from Victoria. They've been terrific trainers for a long while. They won a Golden Easter egg here with Tonk, and I read a report earlier in the week that the comparisons, there is no comparison. Amron Boy, in their mind, is a far superior greyhound than what Tonk is. And as said, that run in the Phoenix behind Wow She's Fast, desperately unlucky. Prior to that, won the Silver Chief and then backed it up with a 29 even run at Sandown Park. Box 1 here at Wenny. As you say, Timmy, and you've mentioned in the past, Box 1 can either bring him out or bring him undone, but he's a quality animal.
Oh, he's a rock star. He's a rock star of Australian greyhound racing. I don't think it really matters when we talk about Box 1 here at Wentworth Park about bringing them out. With him, he's not a brilliant beginner, so he's not going to lead. He doesn't generally lead his races. UK Girl, she normally lead pings. I think she goes straight to the top. He only but needs to begin on terms, even if he missed it a half or 3/4, he's going to muster, because UK Girl should go straight to the top. Zipping Kyrgios will hold his line. He's a desperate railer. I see him just railing through to second through that first turn, and it'll be a matter of time and margins if he is sitting second behind UK Girl.
Okay, Amron Boy draws Box 1, Yuko Girl in Box 2, the King. Zipping Kyrgios draws Box number 3, and Simon caught up with Mini Finn a short time ago.
Mini Finn's been very kind to join us. Zipping Kyrgios goes around tonight. Heat 1 of the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. Min, how is the grand old stager?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's recovered after Brisbane and he's drawn well. I just hope he uses the box, and if Amron Boy's in front of him, I'm hoping he can run second.
You're no stranger to good dogs or great dogs coming to race against your type. Do you hold any fears about what Amron Boy can do considering his form over the last couple of months?
Oh yeah, no, he's a very special dog. The last couple of months he's really put it together, and he's well boxed on the inside. So if he's in front of us, I don't think we'll be beating him.
Min, we're certainly not trying to put Zipping Kyrgios into retirement, but we know that he's closer to the end than the start. Big Group 1 races like this, do you have any emotion thinking that maybe, who knows, this could potentially be the last one he goes around in?
Yeah, no, me and Marty, we've had a discussion about it. We're just going to keep poking him along, and we've had him DNA, so when he gets that all finalised, we'll get some straws out of him, and we'll just keep poking him along wherever he's staying sound and happy to race. We'll keep him going.
It's a good attitude. He went really well up in Queensland. Looking forward to watching him go around tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Mini Finn there, speaking with Simon Orchard. We turn our attention now to Ladbrokes Gardens. We'll dissect that first heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder in a few minutes' time. But race number 2 at the Gardens, it's a 3rd and 4th grade race. Timmy, over the 272 metres. It's missed the start. You've done your dough. Looking at the market here, number 1 Silver Ranger opened around the $1.80 quote, all the way out to $3.80 now. There's been 2 greyhounds that have been really well supported here. Number 4 Blazing Kahana and 6 Belmont Nova. Tell us what you make of race number 2 at the Gardens over the 272.
Well, Silver Ranger's got a good record around the Gardens, but he's resuming. Hasn't been to the races since mid-October, and that's a real worry, that drift. $1.80 getting out to $3.80 now. The clear putters are looking around Silver Ranger, so that's a question mark on his form coming into this race. $3.40, 180 out to 340. The money's coming for Liberty Ann and continues to come down to 320, and Blazing Koana to into $3.70 after opening up at 550. Blazing Koana has won 3 out of 4 from this distance at the Gardens. Runner up at her only other run. She's a reliable beginner, and she's got that early burn to be charging over looking for the lead. I'm leaning her way. The money has come for her as well. She's first up since late November, and the weight of money does suggest she's trialling pretty well in preparation for her return to the racetrack. I've got to be in her corner. And Liberty Ann, the other big chance in the race, has been in the money in 10 or 12 runs at the track and trip. So she loves racing here at the Gardens over the 272 metres.
Okay, just the 6 runners to do battle in race number 2. We've got boxes 5 and 7 vacant. And as said, as far as the fluctuations are concerned, Silver Ranger opened odds on when betting first went up, now all the way out to nearly $4. Liberty Ann has been well supported, as has Blazing Koana and number 6 Belmont Nova from double figure odds into around about $4.80. Let's update the first heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder here at Wentworth Park. Emron Boy, all the rage, off the inside draw from box number 1. $1.28, and no surprise around that quote, Timmy. $9.50 about Yuko Girl, expected to lead. King Kyrios, Sipping Kyrios from box 3 at $4.30.
Runner up behind, wow, she's fast in the Phoenix 2 runs ago, Amron Boy, and a staggering 29 dead at Sandown Park last time out. Only one run here, which was back in September, and he had box 8 on that occasion. He had no luck at all. He found plenty of strife, just put a line through that run. He's going better than ever right now. He's perfectly drawn on the rails. He is an absolute rock star of greyhound racing here at Australia, and I think he'll be winning.
All right, let's head to the Gardens. This is race number 2. It's a congested market. $3.10 about Liberty Ann, $3.60 Blazing Koana, $4.80 about Belmont Nova, and the big drifter Silver Ranger opened $1.80, now out to $4.40. Here's Gary Clark at the Gardens for race 2.
$2.20 out to $4.40. Hard to work out why. His form's very good. He's won 3 of his last 5 at the trip here. Good money for Blazing Koana, and particularly Belmont Nova. 9's in the $4.80. So interesting betting race. About to find out. Green light. Lure travels for the second. Ready. Racing. Silver Ranger come out okay. Bokey got away nicely off the inside, also looking for the lead. They're tight into that corner. Going through there now was on the inside. Liberty Ann along with Bokey. They'll follow then back in the field. Silver Ranger, it's gone. Blazing Koana, Belmont Nova, but the leader Liberty Ann will get in here over Bokey. Third home Blazing Koana from Belmont Nova. A long break into the field. Mulberry Man who tangled up with Silver Ranger at the top corner. They were the last 2. The time recorded. It's a slick run around 15.60.
2, 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4 to race 2 at the Gardens there, and the time 15.64. Just waiting on that third number to come through officially, but we peered through the shadows and it is number 4. So 2, 3 and 4 will bring you that 4th number on screen. Greyhounds making their way to the 520 metre boxes. We've got 5 heats of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. The winners and the 3 fastest seconds all progress through to next Saturday night's $75,000 to the winner final. Emron Boy, we've discussed him. Yuko Girl, Timmy, around the $11 mark. We know she's got early toe. We map her to lead this race.
We sure do. Gee, she deserves a feature race win. She's so reliable. Well drawn in box 2. I think she leads, but Amron Boy should park just on her tail. She needs jostling and jamming to get home in this race.
Sipping Kyrios back from a Queensland campaign. Again, probably when you look at his form, you go, how can he be second pick in the market? But look at his record, 14 wins here, a best of 29.37, which came through this series last year.
It sure did, Duke. Look, he's still going really, really well. It was a massive run at Albion Park at his latest run over the 600 metres. He got put sidewards at the first turn, and then he balanced up and he kept coming, and it was a terrific run when he finished third. He's back to Wentworth Park, his favourite track. We know what he's capable of. I just can't see him being in front of Amron Boy, therefore he can't beat him.
Ibrox Wildfire finished at the tail of the field in the Group 2 Gosford Gold Cup behind Punters Bandage. Got a 29.55 PB here. Draws box 4, vacant alley tour outside.
Yeah, she's really capable when she does put it all together. She loves racing around here. She's got a great record. She's a terrific little bitch for Billy Dance. I think if there was... I'm really keen on the favourite, but if there was a roughie, I think she's the best of the roughies, Ibrox Wildfire.
At around that $17 quote, box 5 is vacant, 6 the green. Special Blend finished second in a much easier race at its last start here, around the $31 quote. Just seems to have gone off the boil the last little bit.
Yeah, look, he's a greyhound. I'd love to have him in the backyard. He's a ripping dog, so consistent. He's made a number of feature race finals as well. From box 6, he'll have his work cut out tonight, and he's running into a special greyhound. Look, I could definitely include him in any of the wider multiples if you're playing that way.
Okay, Whiteley's at $101, on the buses at $71. So my bests, no surprise, I'm with Emron Boy off the red, and so are you.
Yeah, I think he'll be winning. Box 1 is ideal for him. He should just park second or third through that first turn and then look out down the back.
First of the Group 1 Ladbrokes, Paws of Thunder Heats. The favourite is Emron Boy. Now into around that $1.18 quote. Zipping Curios gets out to $6.50. And Yuko Girl, third pick in the market. We expected a lead. She ran third in the Group 1 Dapto Megastar. She draws box 2. She's a $12 chance. But this is race number 5 here at Wenny. Kicks off the quaddie, the first of the Paws of Thunder Heats.
So they load up well. Heat number 1 of the Paws of Thunder. Favourite box 1, Emron Boy. He's $1.18. Green light is turned on, $6.50 Zipping Kyrgios, $12 Yuko Girl. They're set, they're racing. Emron Boy, he was a touch slow. Yuko Girl out fast. She's just staying away from the rails, and Emron Boy will push through. And the favourite's gone to the lead now. So it's Emron Boy from Ibrox Wildfire. Third, Yuko Girl, fourth, Special Blend. Then Zipping Kyrgios on the bus end. Whiteley off the back straight. And the leader, Emron Boy from Ibrox Wildfire, who's throwing out a big challenge on the outside. They corner, it's Emron Boy and Ibrox Wildfire. Emron Boy just in front. He had to dig deep, but he wins. Emron Boy beats Ibrox Wildfire, who was huge in defeat. Third, Yuko Girl. Fourth, Zipping Kyrgios from Special Blend on the bus and Whiteley. The time will be through shortly, but the favourite will just get in number 1, Emron Boy.
I'm looking down here on the concourse at Wentworth Park, Timmy, and there's about 30 punters who obviously supported the favourite. They're all reaching for their chest. That was the toughest ride for a $1.25 shot you've ever seen in your life.
Wowee, I'm in total shock when he took control. I thought he would have run 29.3. I thought he would have run 29.3. Outstanding run by the second greyhound Ibrox Wildfire. We did mention she was the best roughie in the race, but I didn't think she'd get anywhere near him when he led like that. 29.85 on face value. His run has been very disappointing on the clock. I don't think there'd be anyone here at Wentworth Park who would have thought he'd run 29.85 when he went to the top where he did. I think like I did, we would have thought 29.3, 29.4. So it'll be just interesting to see the wash-up with Emron Boy. Whether there was anything amiss, I'm not sure, but he did knuckle down in the latter stages when he was under pressure and holding her on the line. So he's into the big one, but gee, I think a few of us are a little shocked.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of the gloss of Emron Boy, depending on what happens later in the night, may have been taken off that run because, as you said, he seemed to have every chance off the inside. Didn't begin brilliant. We know he's not a brilliant beginner, but he got room with Yuko Girl.
Look, he went to the lead just after the winning post. And you would have thought he'd be a greyhound who would run home, Duke, here in 11.5. He's run home in 11.88. Which is a strange one for mine.
And look, I guess you've also got to consider his first trip away for a little while. So things like that, you have to take them in account. Next week he comes back, he knows what he's done the week prior.
Absolutely. And what is it, a 10-hour trip up here from Victoria? You don't know, he might not have travelled all that well. So he might have been, not on his game as what he would normally be racing around the Meadows or Sandown Park, a shorter trip to the track. So, look, I think we'll just take it on how it is tonight. We wait till we get through the remaining heats and we just reassess Emron Boy. But as I said, I don't think there'd be too many putters who would have thought Ibrox Wildfire would have got within 3/4 of Emron Boyd when he went to the top through that first corner.
1, 4, 2 and 3, 3 1/4. 3/4 by 1 1/4, I think it is. 29.85. Being boxed for race 6 at Dubbo. Short price favourite here off the inside. Fusion Fiction for Kylie McDonald. Let's head trackside.
Strength. As the red light turns to green, the lure's on the roll. Favourite in 1, Fusion Fiction. We're all set. Ready. Racing. Fusion Fiction gets away perfectly, going with it early. Drunken Meg pushing the rail. Secret Rebel there, followed by Dusty Armatry also up there. We did have Middleman getting a check back through the field. Mulla John, Pure Vision last of all, but it's all Fusion Fiction. Fusion Fiction, too big, too strong. Fusion Fiction, too good for second over the line. Secret Rebel, they were followed in by a line of them there. Middleman, Dusty Armatry, not far away was Drunken Meg, Mulla John. Pure Vision got a terrible check in running and was one of the last ones in. Ruby Taro not too far away also. Good time. Tracks on fire. 18.23.
1, 4, 7 and 2. 1, 4, 7 and 2, the numbers. And the time is 18 and 23. So 1, 4, 7 and 2 to race number 6 at Dubbo. Okay, we saw Emron Boyd take out the first heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. After the race, Simon Orchard caught up with his trainer, Brooke Ennis.
Gee whiz, Brooke, 29.85. You come up here a little bit dumbfounded. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous there for a little bit, therefore obviously got quite close, but no, he ran on well. Look, he's travelled, 11 hours today, and, even if he wasn't at his best, I did probably expect him to win anyway, but no, we'll get home and hopefully he's all good.
Well, the Four's No Mug ran in the Group 2 Gosford Gold Cup final just a couple of weeks ago behind Punters Bandit, so you learn something about a dog sometimes. Have you seen him fight like that and get through under a little bit of adversity?
No, I haven't. He's such a great chaser anyhow. He generally, he does really fight hard from behind. But no, he's, like I said before, he's got almighty confidence at the moment. I think he just really wasn't going to let that dog beat him. So
yeah, a little bit of arrogance perhaps as well. Look, you're through to a Group 1 final. That is awesome. So you should be really excited about that. What does the next week look like for you?
Yeah, obviously we'll just get straight back home tonight, ensure that, he pulls up well the next few days, probably just give him, tomorrow will be quiet, Monday will be quiet, and just get back into a normal routine and, head back up on Saturday and hopefully we can get a good draw again.
Fingers crossed for you. Great to see him in the flesh. Wonderful to see you here. Good luck next week.
Great, thanks for having us.
Brooke Ennis and his box rise, and as said, he was probably 3/4 of a length behind Yuko Girl at least coming out there, Timmy.
Yeah, and that's probably what he normally does. He's not a leg pinger by any stretch of the imagination, but as you can see here, as they go through the first turn, she moves up the track and gives him a beautiful run through the first corner where he went to the top and took control. And that was when it was all over Red Rover. I think everyone here on track and watching at home thought, but Ibrox Wildfire had other ideas when she moved to second strongly here going to the back straight, and then she said, I'm going to serve it up to you now, and that she did, Duke.
And on this top turn here, she's got half a length, probably a neck behind him. That's when they started to reach for the stiff whiskies, mate.
Did she actually just probably hit him on the point of the turn there, and then that ego kicked in, his big heart kicked in, and
his chase kicked in. And
then he was just holding her on the line and probably just starting to edge away in the last probably 10 to 15 metres. He had a measure at that point, but gee, a few heart palpitations. I think a few of the punters out there would have anchored him in all of the multis. And a few little half flutters certainly on the home corner.
120 and 110 about number 1 Emron Boy, 450 for Ibrox Wildfire, no third Yuko Girl. King Kyrios runs fourth, the 1, 4, 2, 3. First four pays around $48. So we've got our first qualifier through for the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder final next Saturday evening. As said, the 3 fastest seconds will go through. So it's a very pensive wait for Billy Dance, 29.85. Look, it was probably about the 5th or 6th time that you would think he'd run. So you're probably thinking 29.4s, 29.5, 29.6, 29.7, 29.8. So Ibrox Wildfire, obviously Billy and Kath Dance will be sitting on the edge of their seats waiting to see if they get through into the final next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just got to wait and see now and what the other winners run. What do you think the track is? It's definitely slower than last night for
absolutely.
mine.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at a dog like Corborn Magic, right, who's a 41-6 dog here, didn't strike a lot of trouble in the early stage. They had a relatively trouble-free run. He's ran 42.06.
Yeah.
So I would think it's probably a tenth and a half off at least.
Maybe a little more. And
Yeah,
if it's 2 tenths, stretching to 3 tenths, that might be a stretch, but that's got him then running 29.50 odd here last night if he would have ran last night. So, yeah, I think we've just got to wait and see.
All right, let's head into the grandstand. Ronnie Arnold's our MC for the box draw of the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate.
This weekend we're taking the lays, lift it off, and the number is stuck to the flower at the back. Of course, the summer promotion for the GBOTA. That's right. That's right. No, you don't leave the clip there. That's right. Oh, that's it. No, you're right. That's right. And we have drawn box 7. Second up is Corborn Magic. The cricketer's coming. Yeah, just take it straight off, yep. That's it. And there on the flower down below is underneath your number. Show your camera behind you. And it's drawn box 8. Just pull one costume. Number 5 up is Ritza Piper. Anyone?
Oh, Joey.
Box 1.
How did I go?
That's it. Osprey Storm. Osprey Storm connections. Matty Jackson. Matty Jackson, come and draw a box. Osprey Storm you've got. You better throw it in your tips next Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this gentleman, he is our race caller now, has been for... He's doing a wonderful job. Apart from his finger doesn't look real good. Box 4. We're halfway through the summer distance plate. Next up is Corborn Roses. Alan, could I get you to come up, please? Alan, oh, come on. You are doing for Corborn Roses. Show the camera behind you, please. Box number 5.
Number 6.
Next up is Stagger Out Lee. Been one of our most successful stayers over recent. Plenty of big finals, plenty of success for Stagger. Any one of the remaining 3. Box 2.
Number 3.
First picked. Certainly a wonderful run tonight by First Pick. Just got nabbed on the post. Kath, come on. First pick. Britons. Oh, they'll be down the swabs. Show the camera. Box 3.
Means we should have 7.
Zibbing Abigail to wrap up proceedings. And to show we all do this correctly, box number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the summer distance plate box draw. 720 metres next.
Okay, there is the box draw for the Group 2 summer distance plate next week. Ritzer Piper 1, Stagger Out Lee 2. Then we go to Osprey Storm in 4, Zipping Neutron 7. Corborn Magic will start favourite from box number 8. Ritzer Piper, the big winner in the box draw, I think.
Yeah, and first pick, probably a pretty good box draw in box number 3, with Stagger Out Lead directly underneath her. Leaders, Ritzer Piper and first pick for mine. Does Corborn Magic just slide over into 3rd or 4th? And depending how far those two leaders can get away mid-race, he's got an amazing record from box 8, Duke. Corborn Magic has won 6 out of 8. From the 8 alley after winning tonight. He will start a pretty skinny favourite ahead of probably Stagger Out Lee and then wider to, I would imagine, first pick and Ritzer Piper.
Yeah, he's now won 11 out of his last 12, Corborn Magic. As we turn our attention to the Gardens, race number 3, it's for the Masters Chasers over the 400 metres, 2 minutes away from start time. Okay, Dubbo is 5 minutes away. The tips for the Gardens and Dubbo are about to appear on screen for you. The market at the Gardens, Winlock on top is the favourite from box 3. Makeda Closer is the tip from our form expert. He's gone 5, 2, 1 and 8. Makeda Closer from Zipping Moose, who won a Group 1 National Derby here when you were calling, I think.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Duke. So Zipping Moose, young Luke Adams was training him. He won the National Futurity on that night as well. So, yeah, Zipping Moose going around in a 400 metre race.
All right, there's the Dubbo market. Aston Steffi at 2.30 in front of Unknown Drop. 2.55, Sigmund Taro at $3.
And Winlock on top in that race at the Gardens too, Duke. He finished runner-up to Wow in the Paws of Thunder here a couple of years ago as well. So he normally races his best races around this time of year. He's drawn box number 3, Winlock on top. Interesting runner here, King Kinlock in box number 4. He is a 6-year-old in March. He's lining up for his 257th run tonight. He's won 8 races and he has run 127 minor placings. What a remarkable dog, King Kinlock.
He's had 246 of those starts here at the Gardens. It's amazing to think that a greyhound like this, and Nolene Holloway loves the dog. She won the last race here last night with Fascinate Mel. But to get a dog, firstly, racing at 6 years of age, secondly, 256 starts, it shows you how stoic an animal a greyhound is.
Absolutely. He's a remarkable animal. And he just loves racing. If he retired, he'd be blowing up all the time. He'd want to go to the races, Duke. That's what these greyhounds want to do. They don't want to just, sit on the lounge at home. Or some of them don't. The one I've got at home does. He doesn't want to move. But this bloke, he'd be blowing up if he couldn't go to the races. So it's great to see him still racing, and he's got zest for racing, which is terrific.
Money for the 3 here. Winlock on top, 310 into around that 260. Actually will firm even further. He lines up for start 116 tonight. The favourite, number 3, Winlock on top. He's Gary Clark with his call at the Gardens.
Walked away, green light, Lure Travels. We're set for the Masters, race 3 here at the Gardens. Favourite in the white. Ready. Racing, Winlock on top, stepped okay, but Mercator Closer now crashed across to the inside and took the lead and checked the favourite out the back. And Mercator Closer down the back by 2. Esther's Angel, Hudson Bold, couple of lengths away. Good job, Bob. A good break then, the Corborn Cooper. Winlock on top's right out of it. Zipping Moose and also King Kinlock on the corner. Mercator Closer turns in front, but good job, Bob's got him. Good job, Bob. Ran to the lead and beat either Hudson Bold or Mercator Closer. Then Esther's Angel, Winlock on top, no luck earlier. Further back in the field then came Corborn Cooper, Zipping Boost over the last couple in, and the time around 22:90.
And good job, Bob, for Brian Smoothie. Comes with a sweeping run to score 1, 8, 5 and 7. They should be there at the Gardens. The time 22:98, 1, 8, 5 and 7. So Dubbo is our next race for coverage. And how far off Dubbo are we? Around about 3 minutes, I think. Yep, 3 minutes off the next race at Dubbo. And then the next here at Wentworth Park is race 6, the second heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. And gallant little chaser, Coast Model, comes up as the favourite. 275 in front of Simply Limelight, a Wentworth Park track specialist at $3. Tanya keeping first up since the 1st of October. She is currently at around the $3.30 quote, Timmy.
Yeah, she's an interesting runner here, thrown in at the deep end, first up in a heat of a Group 1, Tanya keeping, and she's been very, very solid in the market here, Duke, so you've got to respect the marketplace here. She's got a good record from inside alleys. She's got a 29.70 PB here, which she did run at her last run, which was on October 1. So, and she did it from box 6 on that occasion. So, yeah, she is the interesting runner. Coast Model, I've got written here, body little bitch, as you just sort of said, Duke. She's a ripping little chaser. She made a $1 million chase. She's a mega star finalist at Dapto last month. She's won 17 races here. She normally fires out of the boxes. She's got a mix of speed and strength. She's been over the middle journeys. She's in this race right up to her ears. And we've got Simply Limelight, who's back in town, back to his favourite track. He went around at a Queensland Derby final at his latest run. This is a really, really good race.
Yeah, and Coast Model gets the advantage of that empty alley to her outside too. She draws 5, but box 5 is vacant tonight. Tanya keeping Simply Limelight. You look at the likes of, Sound of Silence, ties that bind, won its first start since being purchased by the Board Racing Kennels. They purchased it off Frank Hurst, who's got Sound of Silence. Ties that bind one here at its last start in a free-for-all event, going 29 and 96.
And she's probably better drawn nearer to the inside ties that bind Duke, but she's probably not badly drawn in box 8 in this particular race. There isn't a great deal of speed in 7 or 6 in Simply Limelight. He's touchy at box rise. Sound of Silence is resuming, but he was over the longer journey last preparation. So she might get a clear run in the early stages to get across. Ties that bind, and she will be better for that latest run where she run 29.98 winning here.
Okay, we are not going to show that race at Dubbo, so you can go to the website. You'll be able to see it there live, but we're concentrating our coverage here on Wentworth Park. This is race number 6, the second heat of the Group 1 at Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder final. Coast Model is the favourite, and again, Timmy, we talk about greyhounds' consistency. Gee whiz, how would you like to have a couple of Coast Models in your kennel?
I just wanted to, Duke. She's won $250,000. Forget her run last start, a total forget run. She found trouble when she was up on the speed. Go back 3 runs ago, she won in 29.84 around here. Then she was a gallant runner-up behind a very quick greyhound in Fernando Hunter. She ran 29.94 on that occasion. 17-time winner around here, 29.58 PB. Suited with a vacant box on her outside. She's a reliable beginner. She's got the speed to get across here, take control, and she will just keep punching along. She's got strength on her side. She's been over the middle journey. I think she's the one to beat, Coast Model.
I'm with you. I've put Coast Model on top. Again, you've always got to be wary when John Finn produced a dog first up for 3 months, and it's at $3.30 in the market.
This has been very, very hard in the market. Opened up $3.30, did trickle into $3 at one point in betting, out to $3.50, and now back into $3.30. Yeah, you have to respect the marketplace here, particularly when John and Minnie Finn are training, and she is well drawn, Tanya keeping.
Simply Limelight is a 12-time winner here, but interestingly enough, Tim, from boxes 7 and 8, he's had 8 starts and has not won.
Yeah, he is better drawn over nearer to the inside, Duke. Not a great deal of pace underneath him here, though. Ties that bind has got speed. She'll be coming across, but he's very touchy at box rise. But if he does get across into a striking position at the first turn, he's got plenty of strength. He'll be hard to hold out.
Coast Model holds the call as favourite at around the 260, 270 mark with the corporates. But as we said, plenty of money, and even more money now coming for number 1, Tanya keeping off the inside. 310, third pick in the market is Simply Limelight at $3.40. This is race 6, heat 2 of the Group 1, Ladbrokes, Paws of Thunder.
$3.40, Simply Limelight, $7.50. Ties that bind. So the green light is switched on. Lure's on its way. Race number 6 tonight. They're set to jump. Ready. And they're racing now. Tanya keeping bounce well down on the inside. Embrace out fast. She's going to lead to the first corner from Sound of Silence. Across to third, ties that bind. Just had to check off heels. Tanya keeping fourth on the rail. They're followed Simply Limelight, Papa Joe and Last Coast Model down the back straight. And it's Embrace the leader by 3 lengths to Sound of Silence. They're clear of ties that bind. At the home corner, it's still Embrace. She's doing it strongly from Sound of Silence. And Embrace bounces back emphatically all the way. Embrace beats Sound of Silence and ties that bind. Then Tanya keeping. Next, Simply Limelight, Coast Model, last Papa Joe. It's a fast run. It's around 29.70.
Embrace wins. Embrace, who won the Peter Mossman Opal here earlier in July of last year for Craig Chapello, and Embrace at odds of around $34. And I remember she won a heat of that Peter Mossman Opal. She was massive odds in the heat. She came out and won the final the next week. She's run 29.70, just 2 100ths off her best of the night, 29.68. The numbers 3, 6, 8 and 1. Sound of Silence runs second. Nothing for the favourites. Tanya keeping. Coast Model struck trouble. Didn't begin as well as she was. Probably the worst performance I've seen from Coastie for a long while. And Simply Limelight wasn't in it. So a real rough result here. 3, 6, 8 and 1.
What a boil over. Great to see Craig qualify Embrace for another Group 1. He's a terrific trainer, a great guy, one of the most popular trainers we've got here in New South Wales, and all honours to Embrace. She's run 29.70 straight to the top, never had a juke. She made her own luck and she's into another big one.
Simon Orchard is, as Tim said, with one of the real good guys in greyhound racing, Craig Chapello.
I sure am, Duke, and Craig's just telling me the trip back to Wentworth Park may have been the key to tonight's victory. Tell us, mate, why do you think that?
Last year I chased a lot of the age races for the bitches after she won the Peter Mossman back in June, and I had it in mind to go up to Brisbane for a few runs leading into the Futurity, and as about 6 trips away proved, she just didn't like Albion Park, unfortunately. I even tried down to Sandown. She just didn't have a luck down at Sandown there with the 1 box, but I had a bit of a sneaky suspicion coming back here to Wendy. I've seen dogs that have travelled and come back home. It's amazing how they improve, and she was 30-odd to 1 there, but I thought she was a little bit over the odds. I thought she'd run a good race, and she come back, gave her a drag here on Tuesday night, and you could tell walking back in tonight she was switched on. So I gave her every hope, but I mean, she was racing some really smart dogs there tonight, so you don't like to get too confident until you see them out in front. But yeah, around the first turn I was pretty confident from there on in.
Hell of a run, mate. 29.70, just a smidge outside her PB. Group 1 Peter Mossman winner last year. It's great to see dogs develop and come into these open age features like the Paws of Thunder tonight. Where does she want to be drawn next week?
Well, she won the Mossman off the 8, but in big finals you always think it's harder from out wide. So, but there she showed she could handle tonight from the 3. So as long as we're in it, we've got a chance now. So yeah, fingers crossed. We maybe not in the middle, but somewhere similar to tonight would be good.
You mentioned that big prize. Have a little nudge.
I don't bet. No betting for me anymore. A bit of a mock, so stayed off her. But yeah, I reckon I would have tipped her a few, just slight each way chance anyway.
Good on you, mate. Really well done. Great training performance. Good luck next week.
Yeah, good on you, Simon. Thanks very much. Cut.
Craig Chapello speaking with Simon Orchard there, and Bookie's got the lot. That's why they live in mansions at Darling Point and drive big, Ferraris and Lamborghinis. And you and I, Battler, what are we in? Second-hand mini minors, but Embrace, she did it out in front. She did it well, and she was never going to get beat down that back.
Yeah, all honours to Embrace. 5.46 opening fraction, 17.99 to the back and home at 11.71. I think she does want to draw probably 4-5 off the track. As you could see out of the boxes, she had box number 3, but she shifted a couple of greyhounds off the inside. Craig did mention she did win the Opal from box number 8. I think she's her best chance to take out the final. And it all depends on what's drawn around you as well too, Duke. But I think she'd be better suited drawing wider out in a race at open age race, and you're taking on the best greyhounds in the country.
SP's at $51. We had Go Bears win the first heat of the Derby last night at $41. So plenty of Long's Price winners here in the last 2 nights.
Now she's run 29.70.
Yeah,
What
so
do
I was
we
going to ask
What do we
you-
make of Amron Boy?
Absolutely. Here we are. We see her get, six dogs, 5 or 6 dogs off the fence there. Sound of Silence gets into behind her. She's gone 2 lengths faster than Amron Boy. If you put them 2 out, you would think that Amron Boy would probably beat her, and I'm not being disrespectful to her, he'd beat her 6. But she's actually run 2 lengths faster. So, again, the query about Amron Boy, I guess, is how did he travel? Because that's realistically, with the run that he had, from the box that he had, and the time that he clocked, that's probably all you can put it down to.
Yeah, I agree. As we alluded to earlier, 29.3, 29.4, I thought he'd run when he went to the top. And the interview with Brooke did give you the impression that he might not have travelled up all that well. So he will be better for the travelling. An 11-hour trip coming up from Victoria. So, look, I think he'll start favourite no matter where he draws. Well, I should go again. Depends on She's a Pearl. But I would say Amron Boy and She's a Pearl, if she does qualify, will dominate betting. But it was a perplexing run, Amron Boy. Now, knowing Embrace has run 29.70.
And we talk about the track, whether or not we think it's off or not, a 10th off or whatever, 2 tenths. Embrace has gone 2 100s outside of PB.
Yeah.
So it's a conundrum. We're not at that pay grade to try and work that out. We're going to take a short break here on our showcase coverage at Wentworth Park on Grid 1 Paws of Thunder Heats night. The Gardens is our next for coverage. We're 6 minutes away from that event. Welcome back to our showcase coverage here at Wentworth Park. We are up to race number 4 at the Gardens. We're up to race number 7 here at Wenty, which is the third heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. But first things first, the Gardens. It's over the 515 metres, 360 about Eureka Remy, Kinlock Babe 350, and then we go to Fascinate Trump at 575, Rocket Force at 750, 3, 2, 1 and 6. Got a bit of an opinion about Kinlock Babe. I know she was probably a touch disappointing at her last start off an outside draw, but she can break that 5-second mark to the first turn, 29 fours, 29 fives. As said, I've got an opinion of this bitch.
Yeah, she regularly runs 495, 496, 497 around the Gardens, which is the first section, which is airborne. She's got a 29.46 PB. She's got a great record over this trip. She's drawn to go straight to the top here. Eureka Remy, down in class on recent runs. She's been going around here at Wentworth Park. Last 4 or 5 runs, returns to the Gardens where she's got a great record as well. I'm in the corner of Kinlock Babe, like you.
All right, so they're about to be boxed, and Kinlock Babe from box number 3 holds the call, and let's head to Gary Clark.
Seriously? Lately. All in, green light, Lure Travel set for race 4 here at the Gardens. Ready. Racing, Kinlock Babe got away beautifully off the inside. Fascinate Trump's going to go with it and head it early. Wing Chun Girl now goes to second. Kinlock Babe back to third, the inside. Then Eureka Remy, Rocket Force went around it. Back in the field, Mr. Do and She's Shrewd down the back now. And Fascinate Trump broke away, led by 4 or 5 lengths over Kinlock Babe. Wing Chun Girl, they'll follow next in the field then by Eureka Remy. Rocket Force, Mr. Do, She's Shrewd on the corner. The leader's coming back to him, Fascinate Trump. Kinlock Babe raced up, hit the lead. Kinlock Babe got the money from Fascinate Trump and Eureka Remy. Maybe Wing Chun Girl 4th ahead of Rocket Force. Next in was She's Shrewd, Mr. Do the tail ender, and the time, well, you'd only expected by the winner around 29 and 50.
3, 2, 1 and possibly 4 there to the Gardens. The time 29.60. She did it from where I didn't think she'd do it, with being headed in the early stages. Wing Chun Girl then got in front of her. Look at that first split, Timmy, 4.92.
Yeah, her quickest, well, that was run by the other greyhound though there, Duke, Fascinate Trump, the 4.92. But when she got into second position, Fascinate Trump had been racing over 400 metres in recent weeks, so you knew would come back to her, and she was just that a bit too strong. That race fitness over the 500 metres in recent weeks got her home there. She was way too good.
All right, Dubbo is our next race for coverage, but we're concentrating on Wentworth Park because this is race 7, heat 3 of the Paws of Thunder. Cracking race coming up here. French Martini. Look, she's going to get every chance, I think, the way they're drawn, Timmy. She's finished midfield, like past 2 starts at Gosford in the heat of the Cup, and then in the consolation at McInerney, the $1 Million Chase, the reigning $1 Million Chase winner. He draws box 3, and we know he wants to shift up the track early.
She's beautifully drawn. As you just said, McInerney does get up the track. Madeira runs a straight line. She'll get all the air she needs to get into stride, charge through, take control, find the fence at the first turn, and then let go mid-race. They went up around the $2.80 mark, which was staggering. She's now into what I believe is her right price. I thought she was an even money chance. She's my best bet on the program. I read an article earlier in the week where Peter Lagogiani was quoting, or was quoted as saying she trialled 23.98 here during the week on on a very, very slow track. So if you add her 5.45 thereabouts first section, that's got her running 29.40 odd. If she went 520 metres out of the boxes. She's just got this gun alley here, drawn to get all the room necessary to find the lead by the first turn. And if she does, she's a greyhound who can run 29.40 odd around here.
Flash has on her inside. What will Flash has, if any problems, will he present any to French Martini?
No, I don't think he will. He has got a little bit of pace, but nothing anywhere near the 5.40 odds, which is required to lead here or be any hang up to French Martini.
All right, we'll talk more about the upcoming race at Wenty after this race at Dubbo. The favourite is Peter Taro from box 2.
The evens are placed away. Jimbo sends a signal through. A red light turns to green. Lure on the roll. Favourite is 2 Peter Taro. We're set, ready and racing. Peter Taro flew out. Good luck catching him now, Peter Taro. He's out by a good margin. Getting to second, Earn the Saga. Aston Monica to third. They're followed through by Sub-Zero. Selma well back in the field. Little Tantrum. One of the last ones around the corner. Cash grab, but it's all Peter Taro. He got the jump. He got the win. Peter Taro too good. Second was a good go. We had the 6 there, Earn the Saga. Getting the line with Sub-Zero, Selma and Aston Monica well back in the field. Cash grab. Mulla Marg was one of the last ones in with Little Tantrum. Time 18:27, booming time here to Peter Taro.
2-6 and a photo between 8 and 1. One gets it 2-6, 1 and 8. The time 18:27. We saw Return Mac run a track record earlier there at Dubbo. Greyhounds are on their way to the boxes for race number 7 here at Wentworth Park. The third heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. The first heat was taken out by Emron Boy, and then we had a real rough result with Embrace taking out the second heat. Flash as Timmy off the inside, a $51 shot. French Martini from box number 2. 10 starts here, 4 wins, including a Group 3 ladies bracelet when it went 29.46 in May last year.
Yeah, as we've mentioned, beautifully drawn in box number 2. She was slow out and then she got crowded last start in the Gosford Cup and she was put out of play. Her run in the end was really good. Plenty of merit in finishing 4th, only beaten a couple of lengths. The one to beat, my best bet on the program.
All right, number 3, McInerney. Huge respect for this dog because he actually loves racing here at Wentworth Park. 4 starts, he's earned a check in every one of them. 2 wins. One of them was the biggest in the $1 Million Chase in September. Box 3 probably doesn't do him a lot of favours.
But he does handle all boxes, Duke, even though he is a wide runner. He won the MDC off box number 1 where he is better drawn out in the middle of the track.
God bless his soul.
Oh, yes. We've heard plenty about that. But he's drawn better out wide on the track. But 2 runs ago, finished 4th behind Wow She's Fast in the Phoenix. Really good run. No luck at all at his latest run at the Meadows. He's the main danger to French Martini.
Grim Madara first up for nearly 2 months for Jody Lord and owner Tony Gretsch, and again this is a greyhound who races well here as far as easier company is concerned. 4-time winner, 11 placings from 24 goes at the track, but does have a 29.55 PB.
Yeah, he's a consistent greyhound. That 29.55 was running easier grey than what he's in tonight. Tricky draw. I thought he would have been at a longer price than the current $8, to be quite frank.
Okay, box 5 is vacant. 6 is Nelly Intention at around $81. One at Richmond over the 5.22 starts back in 29.74. Gatlin from box 7 got the fastest PB of any runner here tonight at Wentworth Park, 29.28.
Running a $1 Million Chase semi-final. When he does come out and he gets fresh air, he can run staggering time. Tricky draw here underneath Scramjet, who Ken Lidping has got speed and does want to run to the rail.
And 8, the pink is Scramjet, trained by Ronnie Asquith at Fern Bay. It's a $19 shot. You're with French Martini?
Really keen on French Martini. Best bet on the card.
Okay, I'm with the checks as well as they're being boxed for race 7. Heat 3 of the Ladbrokes, Group 1, Paws of Thunder.
The favourite here. So the green light is switched on. That was on its way. Favourite box 2, French Martini. Ready. Racing now, and she stepped beautifully, French Martini. She'll lead it with McInerney. They go together into the first turn. Across to third place is Scramjet, and 4th is Gatlin. They're followed Flash as Grim Madara. Last Nelly Intention to the back straight, and French Martini drove hard up along the rail, went to the lead from McInerney. Gatlin's running on back to the inside, and they're followed by Flash as. But French Martini, she raced away around the home turn, put up 4 lengths, Gatlin, and then McInerney, and French Martini all the way. Beats home Gatlin, 3rd McInerney, 4th Scramjet from Grim Madara, then Nelly Intention and Flash as. A statement win by French Martini, 29.45.
She's back, and she is back in a big way. Runs a new PB here, taking 1/100th off her personal best, running 29.45. We spoke pre-race about the box, the way that McInerney was drawn on her outside. And Timmy, that made the race for her, and that enabled her to punch through at that first turn.
She got all the air necessary to get rolling. That engine kicked in. She drove hard through that first turn. He was on her outside going with her. It was stride for stride in that early part through the catching pen, but then she just went into overdrive down the back straight and she started to edge away, and then that run home time of 11.49, she has attacked the line running home that quickly, 11.49. She's got it all. She's got speed, she's got strength, and she is a mighty chance in the big final here next Saturday night.
2-7, 3 and 8. Gatlin, a good run to get second. It runs 29.8 on the clock. It will definitely be a starter in the final next week here at Wentworth Park. But trackside, he's no stranger to doing an interview after a big race heat or final. It's Simon Orchard with Peter Lagosiani.
He's down here. A big sigh of relief to start with, and then some little words uttered there, Pete. What was that all about?
Mate, just a little bit of rivalry. So it's always good, isn't it?
Between who? Tell us a bit more.
No, mate, it doesn't matter. The girl, we're out here to win a race, mate, and she done what she has to do. And, mate, we let the dogs do the talking, and that's all that matters.
You said pre-race, you don't just want to compete, you want to take over, you want to win these big races. You threw to another Group 1 final. Is it relief, mate, seeing her return to what you know she's capable of?
Oh, mate, it certainly is, yeah. Look, been a bit of congestion the last couple of months, and look, that's what she can run around here. Look, she drew favourably, 2 wide runners on her outside. She just needed to clear air in the first 50 metres, which she got. Any good dog, that gets clear air in the first 50 metres and can run them times, generally wins. So she's up there with them. I think that's the fastest time tonight. She's just got to draw favourably again next week, and then we'll go from there.
UPB for her tonight, if I'm not to be mistaken. Is it fair to say you don't want box 7 next week, or you like the black?
Mate, give me 1, 2 or 3 and draw a couple of whiteys outside me. So, look, whatever she draws, she's in it. She's made another group final. She's a super bitch. From day dot, she's been super. Running, 29 ones and 29, whatever it was, 29 twos at the Gardens, and then breaking the 29. So that tells you everything, doesn't it? And the 29 twos at Gosford, and then, what she trolled at the Meadows. And so, look, she's got it. She's just got to show it on the night.
Mate, you're a great advocate for the sport, always willing to have a chat. We love that about you. Well done. Looking forward to next week.
So are we, mate. So are we. Cheers.
Peter Lagosiani with Simon Orchard there, and I said she is back. And look, that's probably her best run. She had that break, Timmy. She came back. She won at Bulli over the 22.02. She had a month off in that sense, but that's probably her best run for since Blacktop.
Duke, I'd say arguably her best run of her career, to be blunt. 11.49, she attacked the line. She was really good through that Blacktop series. She did break 29 there. She did run 28.96, setting a new track record. But that was ultra impressive tonight because she had an MDC champ on her outside. She left him lamenting on the top corner.
Look how wide he gets. Look how much room he gives her. And then he wants to get there. I was worried here that he just was going to go another dog towards the fence and really, check her badly. But Scramjet up on the outside. Here she hugs the fence. And there's Gatlin, who's had to work across from box 7. And again, you talk about dogs. That's his best run for a long while as well.
Yeah, it sure is. We know he's capable of running incredible times around here. But look at her little legs.
Yeah. Look at the last
powerful.
50, the last 100.
She's an absolute little star.
11.49 home tells the tale there to run 29.45 as well.
And Pete, he alluded to in that interview, she's been something special from day dot. I remember her. She started in the Big Maiden Series, run around now at the Gardens last year.
Yep.
And the rumours prior, which is about to be run again. And the rumours prior were Pete had the best bitch he thought he would ever have, or has ever had.
29.22 or something in that first start. Just outside the track record at the time.
And he hasn't been shy in sharing his opinion that she's the female equivalent to Beast Unleashed, which is the best dog he's ever had.
You could drive 3 trucks between McInerney and French Martini. You can't tell there, but they are the 2 leaders. He's gone 5 or 6 wide there from where he originally started, and as said, sometimes maps work, sometimes they don't. They did tonight because that was how it panned out how we thought it would.
And a lot of punters are very happy. She went up $2.80. I was shocked when I did have a look at the markets. She was into $2.50 when I was doing the form for tonight. That was probably 24 hours ago now, or even a little longer. But she was crunched. And I think any form student, anyone who does replays and looks at how the greyhounds come out of the boxes and which direction they go in, you only had to come up with French Martini because she was just going to get that unbelievable run, and it played out that way, Duke.
It sure did. All right, we'll talk more about French Martini in a couple of minutes' time. We are a minute 30 off start time to the first leg of the quaddie at the Gardens. Off the inside, Post the Zipper for Rob Howard is the favourite. He's one that's been back to me, and just looking to see, no deductions. Went up $4.60 into $1.95, number one, Post the Zipper. It's finished runner-up at its past 2 starts, and it is a dominant favourite. Second pick in the market, Gifted Quality for Kelly Fogarty from the pink box at $3.30. And then Happy Potter from box 4 at $5.50, but this has been a massive go, the red.
Did go around at $1.35 at the Gardens 3 runs ago, yet to win in 4 runs at the track and trip, but has been in the money 3 times. Does look well drawn on the rails here, and he does get his chance to break his duck at the Gardens. He's only won 1 of 11 overall though, Duke.
With 8 minors.
Yeah, so that is a little bit of a worry, but
I'm tipping
not worrying.
Punters are a little bit behind on him.
Yeah, not worrying too many punters chiming in at the squinty quote, but he does look the one to beat to my eye. Gifted Quality for Kelly Fogarty, well-bred greyhound, and has got a good turn of speed, and is nicely drawn wide out there on the wing. The wingers do look to have this race here, and the market does indicate that, Duke.
All right, the tips from thedogs.com.au for race 5 at the Gardens look this way. They're about to pop up on your screen in just a minute, but the red is the favourite here, and that is Post the Zipper. And 1, 5, 4 and 8 are the selections from our form expert at the Dogs. 1, 5, 4 and 8. As said, they opened this dog up at around $4.60. There's been no deductions. So this has been a very, very healthy go. Post the Zipper, $4.60 into around the $2 quote. The only other one punters think have got a chance of upsetting the favourite is the pink, and that's Gifted Quality at $3.20. A little bit of money for Happy Potter from box 4 at around $5.50. To trackside to the Gardens, this is race 5. Kicks off the quaddie. Our caller is Gary Clark.
He's got his box, and all the money has come for him. In they go. First line locked away. Second line, Days of Grace. A Happy Potter and Oh So all set in. Out wide, Gifted Quality locked away. Completes it. And the green light goes through. Lure on its way here. Race 5 out of the Gardens. First leg of the main quaddie. Favourite the red. Ready. Racing, Post the Zipper step nicely over Indian Wells, and also Happy Potter, the favourite, holds the lead. Out deep then was Gifted Quality and Miss Charlotte. Getting between runners, Oh So Wilson goes the third. Back in the field, Days of Grace and Gracefully the tail ender, but Post the Zipper's off down the side. Open up and race right away over Oh So Wilson and Indian Wells, and finally is going to be rewarded with consistency. Post the Zipper led all the way to beat Oh So Wilson. Gifted Quality grabbed third and fourth, Indian Wells. They were followed by Miss Charlotte. Next in was Gracefully, Days of Grace. They were the last couple home. The time recorded of around 22:90.
Well done to punters who took the $4.60 early into around even money at the death. $2, 1, 6, 8 and 3. The numbers. Post the Zipper wins its second career race and makes it 12 starts, 2 wins, 8 minor placings. So 1, 6, 8 and 3. Fast first split there of 11.02, 22.90, 11.88 home. All right, here's a replay of Dubbo, the Gardens, I should say, with Post the Zipper punching up along the inside. Dubbo is our next race for coverage, but let's update Wentworth Park now. And this is race 8, closes out the quaddie here at Wentworth Park. And the market looks this way. In early betting, we've got Falcon Fly at around $4 off the inside. Who Told Shorty at $4.40. Likewise for Reflections, Good Odds Emma, Zipping Maserati at $6. Serengeti, the only runner out of or under double figure odds. Father Rick off the outside for Ray and Sharon Webster. This is a very tough race for punters to try and sort out. Hopefully we're going to find out more, because Simon Orchard is with Sharon Webster, who along with her husband have Father Rick.
I sure am, Duke. I'm here with Sharon Webster. Father Rick about to go around from box 8. Tell us, what do you think of the draw?
Well, Ray's very happy with box 8. I'd prefer the inside for him, but if he jumps early and stays out of trouble, then I think he'll do very well.
I know last year we spoke to Ray in the back half of the year about him improving his race manners and just working out how to duck and weave his way through a field. He seemed to show a fair bit of improvement in the back half of last year. Is that fair to say?
Yes, he has. He races very different on a wide track to a tight track. So he does actually go better on a tight track in the inside, but he likes box 8.
What do you reckon, Sharon? Should the punters part with their hard-earned?
I think for a place, maybe. Yeah, but I'd like him to win, of course.
Of course you would. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'd like him to win as well, Sharon Webster, because I'm on Father Rick, and I think Timmy might be as well. Talk about box 8 record. 2 starts, 2 wins, Battler, and a very strong greyhound as well, with a fast 600-metre win at Dapto.
And not only perfectly drawn in box 8, in my opinion, in this particular race, Serengeti, who's drawn directly underneath him, is a fast beginner. She's got a good turn of speed. She ran very, very quick early section at the Gardens at her latest run, but she does want to run across. So he's going to get an airport to rush down the outside here and get every chance to get across and lead or park right behind the leaders into the back straight and get every chance.
As far as speed maps go, reflections from box 3, the likely leader?
Yes, with Serengeti, if she does come out, she's got that early speed to be looking for the lead. Falcon Fly should be punching up from the inside as well. And Who Told Shorty is an interesting runner. Duke coming from Victoria. Has had a couple of runs here. They were some time ago now, back sort of mid last year or mid to late last year, September. So he's an interesting runner because he's a greyhound who can run time on his night.
He comes off a second at the Meadows in a free-for-all behind Scofflaw. And Scofflaw went around in the Derby heats last night. So Who Told Shorty, an interesting runner. Good odds, Emma. You can't leave her out. She's been in great form lately. Made the Gosford Gold Cup. Awkward box beater there. She won a heat there in 29.32. She's a Group 1 winner, taking out the megastar at Dapto.
Absolutely. She's a quality greyhound. And you can just forget that run at Gosford in the Cup because she was carted off the track at the first turn, just totally put a line through that. She's got plenty of strength on her side. She loves racing here, Duke. She's been in the money 17 times from 21 starts. She's got a flying PB, 29.57. Tricky little draw. Where will she get to at the first turn? But if she is in striking range of the leaders, they'll know she's in the race.
All right, race 9 at Dubbo. We're a minute off start time. The favourite here is off box number 8. Comes up at a quote of $2.25. Sipping Maserati, he's a consolation king because he won both consolations of the $1 million chase last year. He took out the Gosford Gold Cup consolation as well.
Yeah, I didn't think of that until you've just mentioned it. He sure is, and he loves racing here. He's very touchy at box rise, but gee, he's got a high cruising speed when he does hit the ground. This is a very tricky draw for the reason Serengeti is drawn directly on his outside. If she does lid ping and does want to get to the inside, and he's a touchy beginner at best, but if he did come out and he hurled Serengeti, he's quick enough to certainly take out this one, Duke.
Falcon Fly does not want the inside, wants a middle box, but he's got good early pace.
Yeah, I had to go back and have a look at him when I was doing the form. I'm actually shocked at the price he went up. I should say what he firmed into. He went up around $750 and he trimmed into $480 at one stage. And
$440 at the moment.
$440. I would have had him around a $9 or $10 chance, to be quite frank. He does need to really run a career PB here for mine. He has, as far as he's run quick time in the past, but not in this grade. Much weaker company, and he's not well drawn on the inside. He does want to shift. So I've got to say, I think he is well and truly under the odds at the moment.
All right, Dubbo, race number 9. We're on start time. The favourite wears the pink rug. That is Ivy Taro. Second pick in the market off the inside, Glitter Brulee for Amanda Jim. Let's head to Dubbo for race 9, then back here at Wenty for race number 8.
Number 8, Ivy Taro, 310 Glitter Brulee, the best supported to beat it. Red light turns to green, we're on the roll. Favourite in 8, we're set, ready. Racing Ivy Taro flew out, going with it early was Earn the Arrest, and Earn the Arrest will leave from Ivy Taro. Glitter Brulee didn't get the start, well back Copperhead. Also there was Triple Psycho, last of all Flyaway Bow on the side. The leader is Earn the Arrest, Copperhead to second with Ivy Taro, but Earn the Arrest all too good. Earn the Arrest too good. Second Copperhead, they were followed in by Ivy Taro. Glitter Brulee was never sighted. Triple Psycho last of all in the event. Flyaway Bow around that 18.3 mark here to the winner. Number 3, Earn the Arrest, 18.33 to be exact.
3, 2, 8 and 1 there at Dubbo. 3, 2, 8 and 1. Timmy, we're only around 90 seconds off start time here at Wentworth Park. That's our main focus. This is the 4th heat of the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. Look, Father Rick for me, as I said, 2 starts, 2 wins off the pink box. He's run fast time at Dubbo over the 600 metres. He's got a best here of 29.74. I think he's perfectly boxed tonight.
We've been served up a lot of short prize favourites tonight, and it has been hard to get away from the favourites, Duke. But this is clearly my best value gamble of the evening, Father Rick. As you've just alluded to, he's perfectly drawn in box 8. He's 2 for 2 out there. Serengeti drawn directly underneath him will help. Running across, showing good speed. He'll get all the room necessary to charge down the outside. If he doesn't lead, he could sit on one of the other pacey types, and he will knuckle down when it matters. I think he's a great gamble here, Father Rick.
I'll tell you what, how wide open this race is. $4.40 and favourite, or $4.20 and favourite is Who Told Shorty from box number 2. That's a surprise.
Yeah, he is a greyhound. If he does turn up in his best form, Duke, he'll be awfully hard to beat. But this is a little bit of a tricky draw with Falcon Fly directly underneath him, who will want to use a little bit of the track.
And Reflections on his outside.
Absolutely, who won't give him a great deal of room to move in the early stages. Good odds, Emma. She's $4.80. It'll be interesting where she lands in the early stages. She'll need some luck, Duke.
All right, being boxed, this is the 4th heat of the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. The favourite, as they're about to be boxed, is number 2, Who Told Shorty. Give the pink strength for Battler and I, Father Rick.
40 Who Told Shorty for 80 Falcon Fly. They're the top 2. They're ready. And they're racing now, and Reflections bounced well. She's going to lead down to the first corner on Zipping Maserati. Good odds Emma third, and out wider coming over. Father Rick into a handy place. Good odds Emma on to heels. They're followed Falcon Fly, well back Serengeti and Who Told Shorty. But it is Zipping Maserati. Off the back straight, he dashed to the front and raced away on Reflections. They're followed Father Rick, Falcon Fly, and Good odds Emma at the home corner. It's Zipping Maserati by 2. Reflections tries to come back, but Zipping Maserati too good. Beat Reflections. Third, Father Rick. Fourth, Good odds Emma from Falcon Fly, Who Told Shorty. Last, Serengeti. The time around 29.59.
6, 3, 8 and 4. 6, 3, 8 and 4 to race 8. The last leg of the quaddie here at Wentworth Park, the 4th heat of the Paws of Thunder. 29.59. A length outside his PB, and as said, he came into this race off winning another consolation in the Gosford Gold Cup, and he made his own luck out in front tonight, Tim.
He sure did, Duke, and he deserves to be in a big Group 1 final here at Wentworth Park. As we've mentioned, he won $2 million chase consolations. He's a very, very quick animal, has been from the start of his career when he came through the big Grafton Maiden up there. He loves racing around here. He's always been a touchy at box rise, but when he does get the start right, he's generally in the finish, and he was way too good tonight. He was just burning along in front, running those very quick sections, Duke. 17.85 to the top corner, and he ran an early section of 5.41.
And look, the 3 place getters got clear runs early. Father Rick, he had plenty of space on the outside. Reflections held a line in that run to the first turn, but again, when they're running 29.59 like that out in front, it's very, very hard to run them down. Trackside. Simon Orchard is with Tyler Ginn, the handler of Zipping Maserati.
Sure, M. Duke, and Tyler's just said one more to go. We've also been talking about consolations. The bridesmaid 3 times in the last 12 months. How good would it be to be the bride next week?
Oh, mate, it'd be unreal. Just the dog deserves it. He's won 3 consolations in, I think, 11 months, 12 months, so it'd be good to knock that Group 1 off.
He deserves it, indeed. 53 starts for, 26 wins now. It's an immense record that he's building, but he still sort of flies under the radar just a bit. Is that fair?
Yeah, he does. He was about the 550 today. I thought he'd be a little bit shorter, but no, it's good. He likes flying under the radar a bit.
How have you found him the last couple of months? Obviously with the Hallonen crew, and you're travelling around with him, you're on the track seeing him run week by week. What have you made of his last couple of months?
He's a big sook in the kennels, actually. He lays with his legs up in the air and, tongue out. He's just a big sook. He's a lovable dog.
Sounds like a couple of our hosts upstairs, mate. Well done. What would it mean to win the Group 1 Paws of Thunder next week?
Something massive, I think, for this dog. It would be good.
Good stuff, mate. Congratulations. Well done to the Hallenens and to you, of course, tonight.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
The very well-spoken Tyler Ginn speaking to some other member of our team down there. Battler, who was that?
Well, all I can say, Mick Cowley's back on board next week.
Mick Cowley will be back trackside next week. Simon Orchard, you'll be banished to the kennels. Couple of sooks upstairs. Yeah, we're sooks when we do our dough, like every other punter as well. But well done to Zipping Maserati, who gets the cash. In the 4th heat, we've got 1 heat left. And, of course, that sees the appearance of She's a Pearl. But look at that. Plenty of clear air there. Yeah. Reflections, as we know, wants to get 3 or 4 off the fence, but beautiful runs for both her, Zipping Maserati, and Father Rick.
The first 30 or 40 metres of that Vision, Duke, basically every greyhound ran in their lane.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't happen all that often. So that was great vision there, that they were all in their lane.
There was trouble on the first turn there with Good Odds Emma checking off the heels and that. Yeah. But
for the first 30 or 40.
I was going to say before, and it was probably the cleanest run race that we've seen tonight. So we've seen Maserati run 59. We've seen, French Martini blow the clock away. We come back to Amron Boy, 29.85.
Disappointing without a shadow of a doubt. Disappointing. There's nothing else you can really say. When these greyhounds have come out and run what they have since he won in 29.88, he was disappointing. He could come out next week, Duke, and run 29.20. That's the ability he's got. But I don't think there would be anyone here tonight or at home saying that he wasn't disappointing on the clock.
Yeah, and a big hello to all our viewers watching our showcase coverage here from Wentworth Park tonight. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Hopefully you're finding some winners, because Battler and I are, we're sort of halfway there, but we're just a little bit off. I tell you what, 740 and 280 post-race looks massive overs, but no one gets paid post-race. Reflections 260, Father Rick no third. The first 4 with Good Odds Emma finishing in full spot pays upwards of $700. I'm so excited to see She's a Pearl, because, look, you don't want to talk about dogs being valued at $1.40 in that. I leave that to other people, right? But at $1.40 in that race, in $1.40, from box number 2, Timmy, spoke to Andy. She flew up the hill during the week. He is absolutely wrapped with the way that she is. We're talking about a dog that's won 17 races here at Wentworth Park, 29.3. Her last run here at Wentworth Park, she ran 29.3. When we did markets earlier in the week, we had a mark that at $1.20. She's got a vacant box on her outside, average beginner on inside. Zipping Alabama at $4. She's a Pearl at $1.40. I just thought she was $1.20 chance.
Look, I'm not in the habit of declaring $1.40 chances or even taking $1.40 chances unless they're in multis as an anchor. I do my form first, and then I go to the market. And when I did the form for the race, I had it down at thereabouts. She'll be $1.15, $1.20, like you just said. And then I went to the market and she was $1.40, $1.45, and I was shocked, because whatever way you look at the race, she lid pings, she leads, she runs a 29.40, which she generally runs around here, and she wins.
Do you think bookies are taking her on because of that last start at Gosford where she flopped out of box 1? I mean, I can't when they serve up Amron Boy at $1.20, Corborn Magic at $1.20, and they put her at $1.40, that's what I'm trying to correlate.
Well, what I said to you earlier tonight, I would rather take $1.40, $1.45 She's a Pearl than take $1.28 or $1.25 Corborn Magic. He won, he got the money. That might be a crazy statement if she gets beat. But to me, yeah, I thought she would have been around the $1.20 mark. The way she's got she said vacant box on her outside. If she begins the way she does, she leads. I don't know whether they'd be taking her on due to the fact that she bombed the jump at Gosford, because a completely different track, she barely ever misses it here at Wentworth Park.
Yeah, she is pretty much foolproof here, and that's what I'm getting at. That's why I'm trying to work out why they're being benevolent. You know?
I don't know. I don't know whether they're whatever. Well, they can't even look at it and say, oh well, she hasn't won for a few runs. Well, she won 2 runs ago at Gosford and went enormous. And a run at Gosford after missing the kick was terrific anyway, because she was back in just behind them and she couldn't get any room to sort of get a real crack at the leaders. So I don't know what to make of the $1.40, but I've got her on top. I'm not taking the $1.40.
I am.
Okay, well, you've got more money than me.
No.
You've got very deep pockets.
No. I'm just going to take the $1.40. The media magnet for the Lord Kennels, Paul Mills, spoke earlier tonight with Simon Orchard.
Paul Mills joins us representing the Andy and Jody Lord Kennel. She's a Pearl goes around in Heat 5 of the Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder race 9 on the card tonight. Everyone wants to know, Millsy, how is she?
Yeah, good. Yep.
What did you make of Gosford? Because there was a collective groan around that track when she just missed the start a little bit. You watched the replay, I'm sure. What did you think of that run up there?
She just tries that hard. She overdone it, I believe. You know what I mean? Went within herself and she had to come out. I reckon she would have landed a few in front, but she didn't, and she knuckled over. But I still think it was a big run, getting beaten up far and run up the backside again. So, big run.
She absolutely loves this place. 23 starts, track and trip for 17 wins. Is it fair to say that she's comfortable around Wenty Park?
Yeah. She records proven it at her bank account.
Mate, everyone loves seeing quality chasers, absolute stars go around. Do you sit back and marvel watching her, or is it just another night at the races?
No, for sure. Of course, you've got to appreciate her. They don't come along often enough, you know what I mean? Be lucky enough to get another one like us. So you've got to appreciate her.
And just finally, mate, Ray is always pushing you in our direction, and I understand you're really starting to enjoy the interviews. What do you make of all the media attention you're getting?
Someone's got to do it, I suppose, but no, it's good for the industry and let people know, and a few watchers out there.
Good on you, mate. We really appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers.
Paul Mills there speaking with Simon Orchard, and as I said, I spoke with Andy earlier today, and he is very confident about She's a Pearl reproducing her best here. And as I said, Timmy, she comes off a 29.38 win here at her last start. All right, let's head back down to the kennel area. Rod O'Brien has had a great run with his chaser, He's Grand. Simon Orchard is speaking with Rod now.
I sure am, Duke. You mentioned Rod just off air. They said he couldn't win at Wenty Park, but he's starting to do all right here, isn't he?
Yes, he is, mate. Yeah, I think he had a bit of trouble after his very first start here in the new sensation. I think I might have made a little bit of a mistake by taking him in a bit early, because he got a bit of a whack and a cramp, and it just took him a while to settle. But once, like, he's 2.5 now, and he loves it. He just loves being here. He just gets so excited when we come in the place, and he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
It's great to hear. Had a big 2022, didn't he? Jimmy Jenkins Memorial, of course, Richmond Derby, and then went down and won the Dapto Easter Egg all in the space of a month. You come up against a pretty good greyhound, or a bunch of greyhounds, but one in particular tonight. She's a Pearl. Tell us how you feel about that matchup.
Look, if we can get across and get in her slipstream and try and stay with her and qualify, I'll be more than happy. But she's an out-and-out champion. You know, you don't begrudge champions, and she's a real one. So if we can, look, like I said, he's only he turned 2.5 New Year's Day, and look at he's done leading up to it. You know, he should be starting to do that now, what he's already done. So I think he's going to go all right. He'll be very competitive.
About to peak. There you go, guys. Thanks a lot, Rob.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Sean.
Rod O'Brien with He's Grand, who draws box number 8 in race 9, the last of the heats here of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. The box draw for that will be done after race 10. and it'll be available on all our social streams. So we're not sure. The stewards have to compile the place getters, and they've got swabs to do and all that. So we're not sure exactly what time after the last that they'll be doing it. Okay, so greyhounds are towards the boxes here at the Gardens for race number 6, a 400-metre event, and a wide market here. Sketchy and by for Dana Burns off the inside around the 350, 360 quote. 425 Winlock 1 out, and $7 a few of the others.
Been really well tried. Sketchy and by Jukers went up $6, now into $3.50. So best tried runner in the race, has run 23.31 around here at the Gardens. As far as the on-top selection for me, I found this a very, very tricky race. The more I looked at it, the worse the headache actually got. So if I had to go anywhere here, it would probably be Sketchy and by, but I think he's now, or she has now trimmed into probably under to what she should be. I would have thought she was around a $4.40 mark, $4.60. Very, very tricky. Our man at the Gardens has gone the way of Bull Key at value, so I think we probably ought to follow in him in here, Duke, because I'm not confident at all.
$5 out to $7.50 odd for Bull Key. Another one that's got the drift is number 2, Winlock Rewards, open around $4.40 out to $8. Winlock 1 out from box number 3, $3.70 out to $4.20. So our tips there at the Gardens, 6, 4, 1 and 2. It's over the 400 metres, and we are right on start time. Greyhounds about to go behind the boxes. Let's head trackside. Our caller at the Gardens tonight. You normally hear him at Goulburn. Gary Clark's made the trip up the M1. Here he is with his call of race 6.
Collison leads off and about to be called in. I've gone with a bit of value in number 8, Winlock Apples. Winner of a couple here. Recent form's been very strong. And ran a very nice second here, 4 starts ago, off a middle draw. She's won a couple here. I think he can get around him okay off the 8 here. So she's getting out to a bit of value at $7, but away from the favourite. There's pretty value about just about every runner in the race, actually. All right, the last couple going in. Bull Key and Winlock Apples out wide of box. Green light, Lure Travels were set for race 6. Favourite in box 1. Ready. Racing, Sketchy and by got away okay, along with Winlock 1 out, and Melissa's Louise now looking for the lead. Winlock 1 out, just holds a Sketchy and by the second. They'll follow along the inside. Winlock Rewards next, Melissa's Louise. Winlock Apples going through the centre, ran into the back of them. They'll follow then by Sadie Sapphire, Be Blessed, and last was Bull Key. But on the corner, the one to get is Winlock 1 out, going the second. Winlock Apples with Winlock 1 out, beat Winlock Apples, should have finished closer. Third is very tight. We've got Bull T, also Winlock Rewards, and Be Blessed could go either way there for the minor prize. They were followed further back in the field. Came Sketchy and by, along with Melissa's Louise and Sadie Seahorse, the time 23.04.
Clear cut winner 3, 8, 2. Then 9 is the greyhound on the inside, 6 is the greyhound in the middle. So 3, 8 in a photo between 2, which gets third. And then it's a photo between 6 and 9 for 4th spot. The time 23.04. So 9 does get 4. 3, 8, 2 and 9. Dubbo, we are 60 seconds off start time at Dubbo. We're around 3.5 minutes off start time here at Wentworth Park for the 5th and final heat of the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. There is She's a Pearl wearing the black and white check rug, or the stripes as they call it now. I still can't get the checks out of my head, Battler. It's only about 50 odd years ago now.
Showing your
it's
age.
like 6th the Brown as well.
Showing your age.
Again, $1.44 about, a $4 about Zipping Alabama. Zipping Alabama comes off a 6th place start at Albion Park in a feature event there. It's best time here, 29.36. Had that real purple patch of form through the $1 Million Chase Series.
And we've just got to make note of that. That was when she was absolutely airborne. Had never raced better during her career. So the jury's out whether she's at that level right now. I don't think she is. She's coming back from 600 metres, back from a trip in Brisbane. But she's got the ability to put the time on the clock. But even if she does run a 29.36, we know what She's a Pearl. If she's on song, she'll run 29.30, Duke. Yep. And she'll be out in front unless she bombs the jump like she did at Gosford, which I believe is unlikely coming back to Wentworth Park, a track where she loves racing.
Finn Spiteri has already had a winner tonight with Sally's Reward. They've got number one, Another Bella, who will start from box number one. A last start winner here, going 29.90, a 5.52 first split, Timmy.
Yeah, nice, handy winner. As you mentioned, 29.90, led all of the way. But this is a different ball game tonight. She's racing She's a Pearl, zipping Alabama, so it's a big, big rising class.
All right, they're being boxed at Dubbo. As soon as this race is over, it's only over the 3.18. We'll come back here to Wentworth Park.
Red light turns to green and the lure's on the roll. We're all set, ready. Racing Money Spider got away fairly, is going to drive through and burn to the lead, although going with it was Spartan Queen, and around the outside with a run was Razor Edge, getting TKO'd back through the field. There was Armour Tree Sparkle, just up ahead of them was Explore More on the swing. Favourite Money Spider has to dig, gets in. Money Spider just from Explore More. They bunch behind, third over the line Razor Edge. They were followed in by Carinia Gazelle, Aston Current, Spartan Queen and Armour Tree Sparkle. They were inconvenienced in running, 18.58 to the winner, Money Spider.
1-2-8 in a photo there at Dubbo. There is the super sprinter, She's a Pearl. Her record, 44 starts, 26 wins, 9 minors. Here at Wentworth Park, 23 starts, 17 victories, including $1 million chase and a golden Easter egg. Prize money in excess of 1.5 million, 29.30 a PB here, Timmy.
And what more can you say about her, Duke? We all know what she's capable of. We know she bombed the jump in the Gosford Cup. She was out of play as a winning chance, but I'll tell you what, she was right on their heels coming to the home turn, and she didn't get much luck, had she? She would have been right in the finish. She comes back to her favourite track. The punters are beginning to chime in now. She's into $1.30 odd. She's clearly the one to beat, and I think she'll be winning.
Box 3 is vacant. Box 4, Fat Boy's Charm, looks outgraded. Comes off a couple of 6 placings here in free-for-all and then 4th and 5th grade company.
Needs massive improvement on recent runs.
Zipping Alabama, Sweet Home Alabama, $4, what are we now, $4.30. As said, Timmy comes back off a couple of 600-metre runs at Albion Park.
She's got a massive engine. She is a $1 million chase finalist. As you said, she comes back to Sydney after a campaign in Brisbane. She hasn't got the early speed of She's a Pearl, but she is very, very strong at the end. The only danger.
Box 6 is vacant. 7 Coco model, a $21 shot. Ran second at Gosford over the 600 his last start, and 8 the pink. He's grand in the money at around $8.50. But the champ, She's a Pearl. Where's the black and white striped rug? This is the final chance to qualify for the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder final. The $75,000 to the winner of next week's feature event. Here is race number 9 at Wenny.
Clear favourite, green light is on. $1.30, She's a Pearl, 4.80 Zipping Alabama. Set. And they're racing now. She's a Pearl away only fairly, but she'll accelerate through. And she leads to the first corner from Coco Model. Across to third as He's Grand, and fourth is Fat Boy's Charm. They're followed by Another Bella and Zipping Alabama down the back. And She's a Pearl. She speeds away, opens up 4 lengths Coco Model. They're followed Another Bella, Zipping Alabama and He's Grand. But it's She's a Pearl at the home turn. She's well clear from Coco Model. She's back to her favourite place. And she is back up. Big winner. She's a Pearl beats Coco Model and Zipping Alabama. They're followed by Another Bella, Fat Boy's Charm and He's Grand. The time around 29.60.
The super sprinter, She's a Pearl, is back and back in a big way. What about the runner, Coco Model? 29.62, 2.75 and 1, 17.85 down the back. She got a little bit tight in the run home, running 11.77, but 29.62. Not the fastest that she's run, not the fastest tonight, but after being probably just fairly away, Timmy, she then accelerated and put the issue beyond doubt.
Yeah, she wasn't brilliantly away like she can be here at Wentworth Park, but then she just went bang. Strode through, took control. I've got to say, Coco Model has run the race of her life. She was super gallant in finishing second.
And gets into the final. She runs 29.84 on the clock.
That's right. So that'll be that's great for her connections to get through to the big one. But all honours to the champ, the Queen of Wentworth Park. She's a Pearl. Back to her favourite track. back into the winners list after figuring out of the money there at Gosford. And yeah, it'll be interesting, the betting market, Duke, when we get to after the box draw, because it'll all depend on where she draws, Amron Boy and a couple of the other leading chances like French Martini.
All right, let's head trackside. Here's Simon Orchard with Paul Mills.
Bailey. Very happy. He wants a drink already. Good on you, Millsy. Hey, she's a pearl, 29.62. It's great to see her back. It's great to see her winning. It's great to see her going fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. Yep, for sure.
What do you think of the run?
Yeah, good. I thought she might have went a little bit quicker, but she didn't probably ping like she can. Maybe she's a little bit green from Winnie, but she'll be right next week.
In your opinion, we saw what she did at Gosford. We saw maybe a little bit sluggish away tonight. What do you need to do in 7 days to maybe tidy that up a little bit?
Just the usual and bring her back next week. She'll work it out.
To Andy and Jodie, who I'm no doubt sitting at home watching and cheering her on, big training performance to get her back somewhere near where she was last year, where she was so impressive. How much work goes into it? For people at home wondering, Andy and Jodie aren't at the track that often, how much work goes in behind the scenes?
Never ending. Never ending.
Where does she want to be drawn next week, ideally, mate?
I wouldn't mind the 4 or 5, but probably the inside somewhere, but 4 or 5 would be all right, I reckon.
And just finally, Millsy, before we let you go, people probably don't know, she hasn't been in a lot of group finals. We know her for $1 Million Chase exploits and obviously going down to Victoria, but she's only been in a couple of group finals. How good would it be to win a Group 1 Paws of Thunder with her?
Yeah, for sure. It'd be put another bit more icing on the cake.
Good on you, mate. Well done tonight. Congratulations to you and to Jodie and Andy sitting at home.
Nice, thank you. Tough.
All right, Zipping Kyrgios, the king of Wentworth Park. She is undoubtedly the queen. The vacant box to her outside certainly helped. She just took that little step to get going, Timmy.
Yeah, she didn't fire out like she can do, but Duke, when you can run those low 540s, you don't have to lead ping. And particularly in that race tonight where they were drawn and what she had drawn around her, she had box number 3 vacant. Box 4, as you could see from that vision, was going to run a straight line. Box 1, not all that brilliant out of the boxes. So she just got on a bike when she balanced up and she was always going to lead by the first turn unless she bombed the jump completely. And she certainly didn't do that. Look, we've seen her come out under the lids here and lead, be a length in front off the mat. That wasn't the case tonight. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, whether, you could say she's not beginning as well as what she was early, or, probably between sort of March, February, March last year through to sort of mid-year. I'm not sure you could say that, but she's certainly not lid pinging.
She's got that little bit of age on her now,
Exactly,
and that's the whole thing. She's
yeah.
had a season as well, which can change the way that they race. It changes their head, we know that.
I know one thing about her, certainly hasn't changed her chase.
No.
She's determined. She's not afraid to go through a gap, that's for sure. But yeah, she's probably, I think it's a fair comment to say she's not beginning like she was, probably early last year.
Yeah, and look, when you talk about boxes for her, it's incredible to think her record from middle draws is outstanding. Now, box 4, 10 starts, 7 wins. Box 5, 7 starts, 4 wins. And I know Andy likes her drawn in the middle of the field.
Give me box 4 or 5 with her any day of the week. Any day of the week. I don't care what anyone says. Box 4, 5, or even out to 6, perfect for She's a Pearl. Box 1, I've never liked her, particularly when she's drawn 1. And 2, tonight wasn't a worry due to the fact she had a vacant box on her outside. 4 was going to run a straight line, and 1 wasn't going to worry her at all. But I think she's a much better dog, 4, 5 or 6, as Andy said to you.
Yeah, $1.40 and $1.20. Just have a look. Is it Punters Benevolent Day or something from the bookies? I still can't believe she's SP'd at $1.40. Coco Model, as I said, ran the race of her life. Now, Coco Model started her career with Jodie and Andy Lord. She's by Barcia Bale out of Champion Model. Millsy, he'll be looking for a drink, all right. Ray drives home, Millsy sleeps, I know that. Talk about all the hard work. I know what goes into that operation with Jodie and Andy Lord and with Paul Mills and Ray Dixon. It is, and also with Hayley and Grace, the daughters of Jodie and Andy. And it's like any greyhound trainer to me. I'm not singling them out because it is a massive effort to get dogs to perform at Group 1 level. But, you know, they've got 150, 180 dogs on the property down there, including pups and that. And it's a team effort. You can't do it one out. And that's why I've got so much admiration for greyhound trainers. They're up at Sparrows. They're home, you know, sometimes only 2 or 3 hours before they get home. All right, so She's a Pearl makes her way through to the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder final. The box draw will be done after race 10. You'll find that on socials here with thedogs.com.au. Let's recap the box draws earlier tonight for the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate over the 720 metres. Corborn Magic comes up with box number 8. Ritzer Piper from box number 1. Then we've got Stagger Out Lee. First pick, the Victorian, and Osprey Storm, another Victorian in boxes 3 and 4. Zipping Abigail, Zipping Neutron. Corborn Rose in box 5. First Reserve Silver Luck and Monkey Boom. We'll just wait for the stewards' report in regard to Corborn Roses. Little bit of an indiscretion in the home straight. So that is the Summer Distance Plate. It's a Group 2 event. It's worth $40,000 to the winner. The Group 1 National Derby. We had 5 heats of the Derby run last night here at Wentworth Park. Let's take a look at the box draw for this. Victor Damien for Lisa Rasmussen. Absolutely ran the hands off the clock. Starline Express on its outside. Came out of the boxes here last night. Just put the blinker on, turn right. So Victor Damien, who had box 5 in the heat, he's going to get a great run. Rockstar Apollo's also going to be hard in the market.
And he handled box number 5 beautifully. He's going to get all the room he needs in that final. Rockstar Apollo, he's always been a greyhound. He came through the Goulburn Zoom Top. He's had amazing ability from the early days. Great to see him in a national derby for Sean Evans and Kayla. Rockstar Gunner getting through as well. But Victor Damien clearly the one to beat. If anyone just looked at the box draw and you go, oh, well, it might be a tricky box, when you go back and you have a look at the replays and you do the form, you'll
and the
see
dog's drawn around him.
That's what I'm saying.
Not blessed with early pace either.
Exactly. But with Starline Express drawn there, he's going to get plenty of fresh air in the early stages.
All right, that is the first of the Group 1s, the Group 2, the Summer Distance. The second of the Group 1s to be staged next week. It's for the female chasers. It is the Group 1 National Futurity. We had 4 heats staged here last night at Wentworth Park. Mortified had box 8 in a heat, moves to box 1 in the final. Baby JC, the Victorian greyhound that ran second in the Laurels in Victoria, it comes up with box 8. But the sweetheart, the tearjerker story is definitely Windraw Class from box 3, trained by Daniel Gatt for Sue Barton, and Sue and Brian will be here next week. Sue is battling that terrible disease at the moment. There would not be a dry eye in the joint, and I would lead the charge, let me tell you, Battler, if Windraw Class could win.
Yeah, it would be a great story. Great to see her make it through, and it would be a sensational conclusion if she was able to win. This is a really tricky race, and I've got to put my hand up here. I haven't been able to review all of these races yet due to my nephew turning 21 yesterday, and I went and celebrated that with him. But
the Red's going to get a lot of favours because the 2 and 3 want to get off the track.
She will need a lot of favours too, Duke, because I don't think she's all that well drawn in box 1. I think she is a greyhound who appreciates having room, no pressure on her outside, and I would normally prefer her from a wide draw, which she won from last night. I might have a different opinion when I go back and do the videos in more depth when I have a look at greyhounds 2 and 3. I know Windraw Class does want to use a bit of the track, so she might not be too badly drawn box number 1 in this particular race, but generally I like her drawn wider out.
Yeah, and she was first up last night for a couple of months as well after running through that Wagga Cup series. And as I said on air last night, Chris O'Brien did a terrific effort to have her at probably 90-95% last night. She races very well here at Wentworth Park, but I just thought she's going to get a lot of favours. Greyhounds 2 and 3, but I got a very, very healthy regard for Baby JC.
Yeah, and I've got to make that point. It all depends on the greyhounds drawn around you. You might not like being drawn box 1, but if you've got greyhounds wide runners in 2 or 3, well, you're going to get all that room to move. So I'll have to delve into that form in the next couple of days. And first I did see Baby JC, and I was quite impressed with that victory. So probably early tip, I'd probably be leading that way.
And in the very capable hands of Bobby Douglas, who won a Golden Easter egg here with Carlisle Jack. So it's going to be a super Saturday next week here at Wentworth Park. We've got 3 Group 1 finals. We've also got the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate. We've also got the Collison for greyhounds who finished in the minor placings in the heats of the Paws of Thunder as well. It's going to be an absolute cracking night. We will be live trackside doing it all again. All right, here is the last event on the card at Dubbo. It's race 11. Race 11, I'm told, and Aston Knox off the inside at 360. Mighty Boomer for Brad O'Neill at 320. Have a look at this for a market. This looks like a market from the UK where you've only got 6 starters and they're all sort of $6 and under, doesn't it? So Triple Zinger for Glenn Presswidge at $5.50. Graham Pickering at $5.25. Western Hero is his charge. Sweet Laurel Lynn and Swift Sharon. Swift Sharon prepared by Graham's wife, Vicky. All right. So we're a minute off start time at Dubbo. Let's take a look at the update for the next event at the Gardens, which we're around 4 minutes off start time for that. And then we'll come back here to Wentworth Park for the last event on the card here, race 10. Race 7 is our next for coverage at the Gardens. And the market looks this way, Timmy. As I click my fingers, and there it comes up on screen. I still got it, haven't I?
Did you ever have it?
Johnny Red. Oh, you're getting into Simon Orchard territory here. 220 about Johnny Red for John Miles. The tips from our form expert 1, 6, 3 and 2. Blue Roma for Sarah Kedwell off the inside. All right, I've got a work experience bloke working beside me tonight, punters, so please bear with him. Let's talk about this last race at Wenny because, again, it's, you know, if you're coming to the last, it's always that thing. You always say it's the last, but as us punters know, there is no such thing as the last. And when you're winning, you probably tend to have a little bit more on than what you wouldn't if you're not. And when you're losing, well, you're just all in. So Zipping Mahalia for Mick Hardman, who was a very impressive winner here, first up on debut, scored at Dapto at its last start. Box 6. I like it drawn off the track. It'll run that straight line into the first turn. I'm not being entertained at the odds of $1.60. The bookies have just gone back into the cupboard now, haven't they?
They sure have. Went up around the $1.80 mark into $1.60. I think she'll be winning. I don't want to chime into the $1.60, but she's clearly the one to beat. Her past couple of runs at Dapto have been really good. She's run 29.91 around here. She's well drawn out there. She should get fresh air. Let go after balancing up, and I think she'll just put them away.
Yeah, and she firmed. She's $1.80 into that $1.60 quote from the early markets. And the other ones with a little bit of support, Mayfair Rain, it's gone the other way, 220 out to 270. What is it, 265 there. Little Miss Kate off the inside, a specking of money around the $7.50 opening quote into $7. Mayfair Rain got a vacant box inside it now in box number 2 with Licorice being scratched. It scored at Gosford 3 starts back, running 29.68. Finished second behind Club Model at Gosford. So Mayfair Rain has box number 3. All right, so Dubbo apparently are holding for a harness race, so we won't be able to show you that on our coverage here, but you can see it on thedogs.com.au. And the Gardens is our next event for coverage, Timmy. Have you got a winner there? Come on. You are the Gardens expert. See how I give you a rap and all you do is bag me.
Oh, I've given you plenty of raps over the years, Mark. You know
help
that.
The punters out.
You know, this is another race. Very, very difficult. Blue Roma drawn the inside. I do agree with our analyst at thedogs.com.au. He would be better drawn wider out. However, he's got a greyhound who will shift in box 2, so he should get the necessary room to take advantage of box number 1. He's won 7 races around the Gardens. He's only won 8 races overall, and 7 of those have been over this track and trip. His PB of 22.77 will be winning this and winning it by a big margin if he can repeat that. What the other greyhound hard in the market is Johnny Red, the favourite for Johnny Miles. Lightly raced, has won 5 out of 11, is a reliable beginner and has got a good turn of speed. I'm going to go with Blue Roma from the inside, just banking on him getting room to move with 2 Pie Pete drawn on his immediate outside.
Yep, $4.80 into the $4 quote now for number 1 Blue Roma for Sarah Kedwell. Johnny Red from box number 6, $2 out to $2.20. Then we've got number 2, which is 2 Pie Pete for Pete Akers, $6 into that $3.60 quote. So plenty of support for number 2, 2 Pie Pete. I wonder if it's named after Pete.
Did run 22.21 at Gosford 2 runs ago, which was hiking along, but has only won 6 out of 44 overall, but has got a good record of the track and trip.
All right, this is race 7 at the Gardens, the last race we'll have for coverage on our showcase presentation here this Saturday evening. Let's head to the track. Gary Clark to call them home.
Favourite though at 225, 2 Pie Pete at 350. It has been a very, very quiet betting race this. Looks like we might be just holding here for the completion of this 400-metre race at Dubbo, which is in progress. And once they get into the straight, they'll be called in here for race number 7. Just a bit of a backlog with a number of races at the moment with Sky. A busy Saturday as normal, and Dubbo's completed, and they should be now going forward, and they are here for race number 7. So $2.30, Johnny Red, the favourite. In they go, first line ready. Second line goes forward, $2.30, Johnny Red. It's been a quiet betting race overall. He was the winner here, 2 starts to go on the best of the night off this draw, Johnny Red, so he's a deserving favourite. All in, green light, Lure Travels, we're set for race 7. Ready. Racing, Blue Roma stepped nicely too. Johnny Red got away well, trying to get across now where Blue Roma's going to lead. Johnny Red got held up by Zipping Aussie, very handy the second. Behind him 2 Pie Peter, followed by Half Pie Tipsy, fell back shafted. Winlock Augustus and Winlock locking down the side. Blue Roma still holds the lead over Zipping Aussie. Johnny Red half past Tipsy in the straight. Blue Roma in front. Zipping Aussie and 2 Pie Pete can't get it. Blue Roma wins it from 2 Pie Pete, Zipping Aussie and Johnny Red. After a break into the field, then came shafted along with Winlock Lockie, Winlock Augustus, and it was one of the last in, the time around 22.93.
Blue Roma hugs the fence and gets the cash. Tight photo for second, 3 or 2, 2 or 3. 2 gets second and 6 will be 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 6, the time 22.93. All right. So here at Wentworth Park, greyhounds are beside the 520-metre boxes, and that's where the 3 Group 1 events next Saturday night will jump from. Zipping Mahalia, Timmy, hasn't budged from the quote this morning. It opened $1.80 when markets first went up into the $1.60. 4 starts, 3 wins, one of them here from box number 8, 29.91. As said, I like her drawn sort of towards the outside of the track.
I concur, Duke. She's well drawn out there. She's the quickest greyhound of the race. She's got the most upside in the race. Trained by Mick Harbin, who's looking to bookend the meeting after taking out the opening race with Patonga Dave. I don't want to chime into $1.60. But I couldn't turn anyone off taking $1.60 because I think she will win the race.
And I don't want to back anything to beat her. So Mayfair Rain, second pick, having its first start here at Wentworth Park, a 4-time winner for trainer Billy Dance. This is the last event at Wentworth Park, race 10. Good luck with your investments. If you're losing, I hope you can get out on the last.
So they're just about all locked in. Zipping Mahalia, 160 favourite, 330. Mayfair Rain, $6. Little Miss Cade. They're set to jump. Race 10, ready. And they're racing now. Little Miss Cade away okay down on the inside. Zipping Mahalia very slow. Mayfair Rain leads to the first turn on Little Miss Cade. There followed Lethal Lion. Kenya side kicking. Zipping Mahalia's going right around the outside. Then Blue Yap and last Wayland Bale down the back straight. And it's Mayfair Rain who leads it by 4 on Little Miss Cade. There followed by Zipping Mahalia who's winding up to the outside clear of Kenya side kick. They corner and it's Mayfair Rain still 3 or 4 lengths in front going well. Mayfair Rain Little Miss Cade and Zipping Mahalia, who bombed her chances at the start. Kenya sidekick 4th. Then Wayland Bale, Blue Yap and Lethal Lion. The time 30 and 29.
3, 1, 6 and 4 to the last here at Wentworth Park, and Sipping Mahalia blew the jump, blew her chances. Mayfair Rain, meanwhile, off and gone, gives Kath and Billy Dance a winner on the night after they ran second with Ibrox Wildfire in a heat of the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. But all honours to Mayfair Rain. On debut here at Wenty, runs 5.50 to the first mark, 18.31 down the back, 30 and 29 the overall time. Just a tick under 12 for the run home of 11.98. 3, 1, 6 and 4. Second in the mark, second pick as far as punters were concerned, but stiff watch if you saw the 6. Sipping Mahalia, she made good ground down the back straight, but look, there she is. She fell out of the box. She came out last.
She came out last. The winner came out running straight to the top. You can't afford to do it. Even she's the quickest greyhound of the race, and you can see it here. She made really good ground down the back straight when she unleashed, but the leader's out running, fair time in front, hard to give away 8 or 9 lengths, Duke.
Yeah.
There were only 2 winning possible chances. The market indicated that, and Zipping Mahalia bombed it at box rise where Mayfair Rain came out running and put it beyond doubt.
3, 1, 6 and 4 to the last. 3, 1, 6 and 4. Now we're going to stay here, Timmy. You're going to get paid. Apparently you're on double time and a half after 9:15. We're going to stay here for the box draw for the Group 1 Paws of Thunder. But let's head trackside for the last time tonight. Here's Simon Orchard with Billy Dance.
Thank you, Duke. Yeah, from giveaway to Wentworth Park winner on a Saturday night. That's not bad. A little bit of disappointment tonight with Ibrox Wildfire just missing out on the Paws final, but is that a nice way to finish, Bill?
Well, it's a consolation, that's for sure. Yeah, Wildfire, she just ran out of her skin tonight. Does like it here, but unfortunately on time corrected, didn't make the final. But this little girl here, she's made up for it, I suppose, and no complaints from me.
Tell us a bit more about her. Litter sister, I understand, to Wildfire. Got her down from Queensland, 5, 6 months ago?
Yeah, she's a litter sister to Wildfire and Mac Ibrox, and they're both very fast dogs. And this little bitch was up in Queensland not doing much and advertised as a giveaway on a pup basis. So my wife umped and ahed, and we grabbed her, and I don't know what was happening up in Queensland, but she just, from the word go down at my place, could show she could run.
Good on you, Bill. Wonderful to see you having a winner here tonight after the success at the Gosford Gold Cup final down there. The only thing I'm going to say before we go, mate, are the Tigers any chance this year?
2 hopes. Bob hope, no hope.
Good on you, mate. Well done tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Billy Dance, one of the real characters of greyhound racing, and a mad Tiger supporter from day one. I think he grew up either in Annandale or just around here near Wentworth Park in Glebe. But him and Kath, his wife, have said they've been in dogs for as long as I can remember. And good to see him get a winner in the last with Mayfair Rain. No good if you're on the favourite, Zipping Mahalia. So Mayfair Rain takes out the last event. We're just waiting for news of the box draw here. We believe they are only moments away. And there's Mayfair Rain out in front. Zipping Mahalia was making ground on the outside, but to no avail. And the numbers in the last: 3, 1, 6 and 4. Little Miss Cade runs second. All right, 30 and 29 the time. We've got trials about to start here at Wentworth Park after the last. You can see Alan Proctor, Sarah Easy, Caitlin Brewer, all the big guns are down there.
We might be able to get a winner for next week if we do these
Subby
trials.
stayed around. Subby had a dog in the first, and Subby stayed around to trial. All right, now they're just about to get the box draw underway, the all-important box draw for the Group 1 Paws of Thunder final. Will be staged here next Saturday night, along with the Group 1 Derby, the Group 1 National Futurity, and also the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate. Let's head down to Hawaii. Here's Ronnie Arnold.
So, we're just waiting for our technician to come forward, and then we'll get straight underway. Just going through that final field again in alphabetical order: Amron Boy, Coco Model, Embrace, French Martini, Gatlin, Reflections, She's a Pearl, and Zipping Maserati. Don't forget, of course, next Saturday night, the big finals all here. It's not just a Paws of Thunder, it's a national derby, national Futurity, and, of course, the big summer plate for the stayers. Also got the Collison, which is a wonderful race on the night in honouring Jeff Collison, the greyhounds that don't make through on the Paws of Thunder, the place getters, etc. from tonight will qualify for that. So it's a massive, massive night. And certainly the weather was kind to us tonight after an ordinary start in Sydney this morning. Let's hope it certainly picks up and we can have a great week and leading into it as well with this wonderful promotion for this race. We might start to go and I'll get my little technician to catch up on me. We'll start the ball rolling. He's coming down. We won't be far away. He's just coming out of the lift, so they're telling me. So we will get going. We will have plenty of on-track activity on Saturday night, certainly entertaining everybody. So make sure that you do tell your friends, all the owners from different teams. Make sure they all come along, and the GBOTR have got functions upstairs. If you'd like to check to see what's available, make sure you give them a call through the week and organise a table. All the connections have got their information booklets for them this evening, and certainly check if any of your owners would like to come along and make it a big night. We certainly do that. And don't forget, Gosford is coming up in a couple of weeks on the 4th. It'll certainly be a big night up there with the big 600 group race. Certainly fabulous to see that racing on that particular night. We won't give him a round of applause, but it's he's here now, so take him off the Easter egg list. Righto, we're under control. Righto, best of luck, everyone. And first up is Coco Model. With our lay ribbons here, just take off any one you wish across the 8, and when you take it off, underneath the flower is the box you will start from. Show the camera the number and the world will see you. First up for Coco Model is box number 4. Next up is Reflections. Kerry's got the job. Mum's looking at you very sternly. And Reflections will be going from box number 6. Next up now is Gatlin. Minnie Finn is here for the team. Gatlin, a great run tonight. Great to see John Finn here tonight too, by the way. John's not even looking at you, Minnie. Yeah, whatever one you want. Yeah, let's lift it off. There it is. Just show the camera behind you. And you've drawn box 3. Next up is French Martini. Sportsbet are now betting $1.50 for box 7. Knowing the lucky 7 for the Lagoggiani team. I've learned one thing tonight. You're a lot slower than you were 2 years ago after the $1 million chase. Oh, box 1. There you go. If it's not 7, it's 1. How did he know? She's a pearl. Come on, Nego. Pressure's on. Big team here. Box 8. Next up is Amron Boy. Connections of Amron. Jeffrey Collison, could I ask you to do Amron Boy, please? As I mentioned, we've got the great race on for the greyhounds not qualifying for the Paws of Thunder, known as the Collison, next week. Just show the camera behind you. And that is box number 5. Next up is Zipping Maserati. We've got a 2 and a 7. And that is box number 2. And Embrace for the Chapelos will be the final one to save your trip up, Craig. Box number 7. There it is there. All right, thank you, Em. So the box draw for the wonderful Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. It is box 1 French Martini, 2 Zipping Maserati, 3 Gatlin, 4 Coco Model, 5 Amron Boy, 6 Reflections, 7 Embrace. Box 8 is She's a Pearl, Ibrox Wildfire, Sound of Silence. Best of luck, everyone. Enjoy the week. We'll certainly enjoy the lead up and a wonderful night next Saturday night here at Wentworth Park. Good night, all.
All right, there is the box draw for the Group 1 Ladbrokes Paws of Thunder. French Martini off box 1, She's a Pearl off box 8. They will start the 2 favourites in the event. Amron Boy draws box number 5. What do you make of the box draw, Timmy, with Zipping Maserati, who, as we know, a hit and miss beginner in box 2?
Yeah, French Martini, she's drawn beautifully now. I think that is a very, very tricky draw for She's a Pearl, with Embrace directly underneath her. She won't give her an inch in the run of the first turn, and She's a Pearl will have to get back to her lid-pinging best to probably get across here. Reflections has got speed. Coco Model will be punching through. Zipping Maserati and French Martini, so she's not going to get any favours at all getting across from that alley.
And a horror draw for Amron Boy.
Yes and no. Yes and no. His best chance to win the race would probably be missing it, dive to the rails, and then just hope they fan at the first turn. But even if they did that, he'll need to improve a heck of a lot in his 29.88 time tonight.
All right. As far as odds go, are we looking, what are we, 240, 260 maybe French Martini?
I don't know, Duke, at the moment. I've got to sit back and I don't know whether she'll be that short. I would probably, due to the fact Amron Boy and She's a Pearl, they're rock stars in this industry, and anyone looking at that market out there who doesn't delve right into the form, they're going to say, well, gee, those greyhounds, how are they that big if they're a 360, 380? If you're going to put up French Martini 240, they've got to be 360, 380 $4. I'm not sure yet. I think it's a very, very tricky. I think it's a very tricky race to do a market before you sit down and analyse all of the sections. How do you set the market on Amron Boy after tonight?
Very difficult, I would imagine, to say, because it's got Coco Model drawn underneath him, Reflections on his outside. Now, we know Reflections wants to run that straight line, so she's not going to crash and go left, but Coco Model has also got pace, and as you said, he needs to miss it, basically hop onto the fence, but then, like, you are playing for luck there, brother.
But then if he does begin cleanly, Coco Model will give him a bit of room to move in the early stages. She can begin and does want to go left a little bit. So I think it's going to be a very, very intriguing market. They probably should have the market up tonight, so it'll be interesting to get home and have a real look at the race and assess the market, because I think French Martini will probably have to come up favourite due to box 1.
And the 29.4 tonight.
Yeah, and that time. But I don't know what price that is just yet. I'd have to do more, sit down and analyse it further.
As always, the box draw makes it an intriguing race. We'll have it all here next Saturday night. Heats finals, I should say, of the Group 1 Derby, the Futurity, the Paws of Thunder, and the Group 2 Summer Distance Plate. Thank you to Timmy Newbold.
Been a lot of fun, Duke. We'll do it again in a week's time.
And Simon Orchard, and also all our team here in the production, and also our team at Gravity Media putting up all the graphics and looking after us as well. I'm Mark Duclos. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. As Timmy said, we'll do it all again next Saturday night from the home of greyhound racing, Wentworth Park.